contest features two of the best quarterbacks when it comes to the class of 2020. Zachary's Keelan Brown led the Broncos to the Class 5A semifinals last season, and he's having another big year. Central's Sam Kennerson returned from a broken thumb 3 weeks ago and has the Wildcats riding a 3-game winning streak. So sit back and enjoy a duel in District 4-5A. It's Central versus Zachary. Coming up next on Game Time. Welcome to Zachary High School as the Broncos, who are 5-2 on the season, looking to improve to 6-2, while the Central Wildcats are on a 3-game winning streak, and they look to go to 5-3 if they can get the win on the Broncos' home turf. It is the Game Time Game of the Week on YurView, Louisiana. Welcome to high school football in the state of Louisiana. I'm Jeff Palermo, along with my broadcast partner, Jason DeQueer. Jessica Province is the third member of our team, and she will join us a little bit later. Well, this should be a fun one. We're going to see two sophomore quarterbacks who are really special in this one, Jason.
No, that's right. For Zachary Keelan Brown, I see all of the same tools as many of you probably remember in Lindsey Scott, just a sophomore, and then on the other side of the ball, Sam Kennerson. He's back for Central. Yeah. He's electrifying. You know, he's going to be able to do a lot with his legs, but he can also get the ball downfield. So I think we're going to see a good game from the quarterback position.
Let's take a look at our keys to victory for both of these teams, and it's brought to you by ITI Technical College. First of all, for the visiting Central Wildcats, led by longtime head coach Sid Edwards. They can't afford turnovers. They're the underdog in this game, Jason.
That's right. Anytime you're in your opponent's home stadium, you got to limit the number of turnovers and win that battle. And then they know they need to start fast. They need to get some points early. They don't want to be in comeback mode against a talented Zachary team. And then they need a couple of big plays on offense, and I think they can do that tonight with Sam Kennerson.
They got two big touchdown passes last week in the win against Bruley. Now let's take a look at the keys to victory for the Zachary Wildcats and their head coach, Zachary Broncos, I should say, David Brewerton. They got to contain Kennerson in this one.
Yeah, that's right. They know that he's back, he's healthy, and that's their one concern, so they've got to make sure they contain him, and then they need to score in the red zone. They need to be productive there, and then, as you heard Lieber Keene talk in the opening, Zachary, to become a complete football team, really needs to get the ground game going.
Yeah, Darwishi Sanders, though, he's having a good season. Let's now look at a couple of other key players to watch in this contest. And Keenan Leachman, he is an outstanding defensive back, had a big interception last week. And then Trey Shropshire, he was on that 2015 state championship team. He was making plays then, and he's making plays now.
Yeah, two explosive guys, and Shropshire and Leachman. Leachman had to fill in at quarterback a little bit for Central early in the season, but can do it in a number of places for Central. And Trey Shropshire, he extends the field for him, stretches the field, puts a lot of pressure on opposing defensive backs.
Keep an eye on Chandler Whitfield, too, another great Zachary wide receiver. We'll take a break. When we come back, it will be kickoff from Zachary High School. A pleasant night for high school football. You're watching Game Time on YurView, Louisiana.
Attention to detail makes the world go round. At Baker Printing, our approach to the printing business is very simple. Treat it as if it were your own. That's not always an easy job, but it comes from the top down in our company. We thrive on the unique jobs. Bottom line, we take care of our customers' projects as if they were our very own. At Baker Printing, attention to detail makes our world go round.
You can live the dream life right now at Suma Crossing Apartments in Livingston Parish. Imagine luxurious and affordable living where it is safe and the school systems are awesome. A quiet community with a private, well-stocked lake and a cool, relaxing swimming pool. Easy access for Baton Rouge commuters or students at Southeastern. It's not a dream, it's real and waiting for you. Come see Suma Crossing, exit 19 on I-12.
Game time on Your LA is brought to you by Louisiana Lift. At Louisiana Lift, we're always on call. And by Ponda's Barbecue Insurance, slow cook, fall off the bone perfection, and the best baked beans in America. And by Peak Performance. At Peak Performance, physical therapy, we treat the athlete and everyone believe in better. There's a look at head coach Sid Edwards. He's been around for a long time. Of course, one of the few coaches that has led both a football team and a basketball team to a state championship in the same athletic year. He did that at Redemptress. He's been very good here at Central. 72-31 is his record as the Wildcats head coach in his 11th season. Now you look at David Brewerton. He's 41-9 at Zachary, 97-36 overall. He has coached the team to the semifinals in each of the last 5 seasons. The last 3 seasons with Zachary, and then Livonia 2 years prior before he got to Zachary. He's been in 2 state championship games. He's won 1 and he's lost 1. Zachary will be kicking it off. They got a really good kicker in Martel Fontenot. It usually finds the end zone, and that one will easily find the end zone. A touchback for the Central Wildcats. And we'll take a look. We didn't see him in the season opener when we had the Central Wildcats taking on the Dunham Tigers. So tonight we get to see him. Sam Kennerson, we saw him last year. He actually made his first start as a prep player when he came in as a kind of a surprise starter and was really good against the Denham Springs Yellow Jackets. And I'm talking about Sam Kennerson, a southpaw. He's thrown for over 400 yards, 5 touchdowns, and he can run with the football as well. 173 yards rushing. He threw for 211 yards last week, so over half of his total in passing yards came last week. Missed the first 4 weeks with a broken thumb, and he's got a bandage around that right thumb as he's set to take this first snap, and we have a flag on the first play.
Well, Jeff, I was thinking it was going to take a little bit longer before the yellow started coming out, but
dead ball, running game, the offense.
Hopefully they get him out of the way early this week.
Yeah, we saw a really good game last week between Turlings and St. Thomas More. Very few flags. There's a look at Central's offense. Kennerson, Quint Gayron, Destin Franklin, Tyreek Mulmore. The offensive line, they got 3 sophomores on that offensive line. Logan Scott, Jalen Brooks, Andrew Cangelosi. They're not the biggest group, but they're tough kids. They play with good technique, and they work well together. And the pass protection has gotten better. Central had 397 total yards of offense last week in the victory over the Bruley Panthers. Well, this game is not getting off to a very spectacular start.
Definitely not a quick one.
So a discussion here with our officials right off the bat. There should not be 5 seconds off the clock. I think that's the discussion right now. The clock does not start on a kickoff as soon as the ball is kicked off the tee. It starts once the returner touches it, and they didn't run a play either. So, well, looks like they're going to take away the delay of game.
Well, I know Coach Sid Edwards over there is happy about that. You sure don't want to start 1st and 15 on your own territory, the first play of the game. So negates that, and here we go back to 1st and 10.
Quint Gayron into the ball game with Kennerson. No Isaiah Rankins tonight. He is out with an injury. So we'll see a lot of Gayron, and Gayron stumbles before he's able to make a cut across the line of scrimmage. He loses a yard. There's a look at Zachary's defense. They have played well, allowing just 13 points a game. John Burrell is a good one, a 2-year starter in that defensive secondary and a co-captain. So is Tyler Judson. He's a kid that's being recruited. All-district player from a year ago is Keyshawn Sullivan. Maverick McClure, the son of former LSU Tiger and longtime Atlanta Falcons lineman Todd McClure. And then there's Wes Brady as well. He calls the plays defensively. 2nd down and 11. Gayron now running around right end. and he gets maybe 3 or 4. Wes Brady makes his first tackle of the ball game, number 42 for the Broncos. We will mention his name a bunch. He had 14 tackles in the semifinal loss to West Monroe last year.
Well, and he's the real captain on that defense, the quarterback, and there he is coming around making a play on Quint Gayron. We saw Quint Gayron have an exceptional game against Dunham this year. Not a very big running back, but a tough, gritty running back and pretty shifty.
So 3rd down and long. Kennerson will throw, or will he run? And he's not going to get very far, and he'll go down. Adrian Whitfield got his hands on him. The ball comes out, but they're going to say he was down. So it will be Central's ball, but they're going to have to punt it away.
Well, you can see how active Wes Brady has been already in the first 2 plays, just all around the football. A good stop on Quint Gayron, and then getting in the backfield, causing disruption. And let's see if we can see where the ball comes out. You won't be able to hear the whistle in all likelihood, but obviously the referees blew it dead, and now Central will be forced to punt the football.
Parker Evans will punt here for the Wildcats. He's a good one. He was a second-team all-district selection last season. This is a short and high punt, but still fielded at the 44-yard line. I know that brings a smile to Jason's face, a 26-yard punt. The fact that Chandler Whitfield came up and fielded it instead of letting it bounce.
Bobble all over the place. Yeah, we've seen so many mishandled punts, and great punch there, catch there by Whitfield.
Keelan Brown's having a good season. He might be your district offensive MVP in 4-5A. He's completed 53% of his passes for 938 yards, 10 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, plus he's rushed for over 500 yards. And one of the things that David Brewerton likes out of him lately is the fact that he has not been forcing it as much as he was earlier this season.
Yeah, and that just comes with maturity. He's learning the position. Remember, this guy is only a sophomore and really still learning, going from athlete to quarterback.
Darwishi Sanders is the running back. He'll get the carry, runs right up the middle for a few yards. Was hit and brought down by Javante Witten, a sophomore. Defensive line, not very big for Central, but again, they play with some good technique. There's the starting lineups brought to you by the Livingston Economic Development Council. Talked a lot about these guys. Let's talk about the offensive line. Blake Anderson, an all-district player. Quick, tough 3-year starter. If he's playing well, the entire line is playing well with Traylon Harris, Taj Patterson, Caleb Johnson, and then Colby Matthews on that O-line as well. 2nd down and 7. Brown will throw back the other way, and it's read perfectly. Nicely done there by Jacoby Putnam. 14 tackles on the season. Coach Edwards really likes his potential. He snuffed out this play.
Well, this is just doing your homework by Putnam. You did some work in the coming up in the week in your scouting report. You realize when Keelan Brown rolls out that way, it's going to be a throwback, and there he is to close down and make a play. Big play there by Putnam.
Well, this would be a big defensive stand for the Wildcats with Zachary having such great field position on their opening drive of the night. If Central can turn them away here on 3rd down. And Brown has to rush up, and he goes down. Brought down by Caleb Baptiste. 4 sacks on the year now for the senior defensive end.
Yeah, and that's one of those big seniors up front they need a big game from, and that's Caleb Baptiste getting in there and not just getting to Keelan Brown, but able to bring him down, who's a very athletic quarterback and can typically break some of these tackles, but this time just good there, good job there by Baptiste and corralling and bringing him to the ground. And as you mentioned, Jeff, that's a big defensive series, knowing that Zachary started on the Central's own 45-yard line.
Fontenot to punt. No rush as he tries to pin Central back. They played a game of field position, and it's actually going to bounce out of bounds at the 6-yard line. So 4 minutes and 4 seconds have gone by. 34-yard punt. Central will start deep in its own territory. When we come back, this is Game Time on YurView, Louisiana.
At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete in everyone, from the three-point shooter to the three-piece suit. If your doctor prescribes physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name, getting you back in the game of life.
Louisiana's best barbecue is Podna's, smoked to perfection for fall-off-the-bone good eating. Podna's tailgate spread features ribs, chicken, pork, and 2 sides for only $24.85. That's right, feed 3 to 5 people for only $24.85. Available now through October 16th. Podna's, fast service for dine-in or drive-through, world-famous baked beans, and party pack headquarters. Remember the brand, Podna's. 2 locations, Florida, Don Moore, and Sherwood Forest at I-12.
At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete in everyone, from the Grand Slam hitter to grandparents. If your doctor prescribes physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name, getting you back in the game of life.
Don't miss any of the action this season. All Game Time high school football games stream live each week at YurView.com. Also check back throughout the week for game highlights and additional coverage, including the new weekly high school football recruiting podcast, Over the Middle, with host Jeremy Crabtree. Get the previous week's highlight stories and recruiting news, along with a preview of the upcoming week's matchups delivered straight to your inbox. Visit YurView.com for more details. Central starting deep in its own territory. Gayran gets about 5 on that carry. A little bit more breathing room for the Wildcats, who are averaging 26 points a game offensively.
Yeah, that was a big-time punt by Martel Fontenot, catching the coffin corner, as they call it, and really putting Central deep in their own territory, but obviously Gayron able to give them a little breathing room. Let's see how aggressive the play calling will be this deep for Central.
Maverick McClure, who you just saw, on the tackle. Not much running room there, and a bunch of Broncos turn away the running back, Gayran, who gets tossed out of bounds. He's looking for a flag. He's not going to get it, though. As Kenyon Martin, Bailey Thomas, a first-year starter on that defensive line, shut him down.
Well, still trying to keep it a little safe, getting Gayron out on the edge, but just nothing there. Obviously, Zachary daring them to throw the ball a little bit this deep in the end zone. This time Central may be looking to maybe dial up something with Kennerson on with his feet.
Well, they're going to roll him out. Zips one, and it is caught. Bobbled, but caught, and it should be enough for a first down. Nice play call there, and they got the ball to Destin Franklin, who's not very big, but he now has 13 catches on the season.
Well, in a good play design, you're rolling Sam Kennerson out to see if there's a good, safe throw. And if it's not there, then he can try to see what he can pick up with his legs. But you can see he threw a dart in there to Destin Franklin, and that'll get the chains moving.
Franklin had a good game last week, 3 catches, including a long of 42 yards. So now 1st and 10 at the 20. Kennerson, looked like they wanted to set up the screen. It wasn't there. Now Kennerson looks to take off, and at least he gets back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, this is the difference by having Kennerson back. You say, okay, well, he didn't pick up many yards, but he could have lost 10 or 15 yards on that play. That was a screen play that really just didn't work out well. Kennerson improvised and was able to get the ball back to the line of scrimmage. That's why Coach Sid Edwards likes having him back, because he's a difference maker on those type of plays.
Certainly is. In the first 5 games, including the Jamboree, Central passing had 10 interceptions in those games. Since Kennerson's return, they've had 0 interceptions. Off to the flat, Gayran really can't catch his footing again, and he loses a couple of yards.
Well, this Zachary defense is just too fast, too big, and has good lateral movement. That time, Gayran just needed to catch it and get upfield. I think he tried to, you can see here, tries to cut back and do a little too much, but you're not going to have that kind of option here with Zachary. They pursue the ball too well to kind of dance around with it.
Gayran's been having trouble really catching his footing. There's Maverick McClure again. Again, he's the son of Todd McClure, a sophomore linebacker who looks like he's going to be a star. He's got some pretty good size for him, being a sophomore. Long arms, just like his dad,
and I really
former offensive lineman.
I liked his dad a lot at LSU, not so much at the Falcons.
Kennerson scrambles out of the pocket, nowhere to run, nowhere to throw, zips it. Actually, he does complete it for a first down. How about that? I didn't think he was going to be able to get it to anybody, but he gets it to Joseph Self, who makes the catch.
Well, that's just a big-time play by Kennerson. If you want to know why the Zachary Bronco defense is concerned about Kennerson, just check this out here. Scrambling at full speed. Watch this. Throws a dart right over there to Joe
gosh.
Self on the money. And you know, look, that's a ton of athleticism, a good arm, and you know, it's hard to build them like that. And you can see why Coach Edwards is proud to have him back behind the court, behind the center.
18 yards on the pass play, and they bring in a new running back. This is Keenan Leachman, who does most of his work in the defensive secondary, but he gets a carry there. He's averaging 4 yards a carry, and Maverick McClure, guess what, in on another tackle.
Well, and you mentioned it, Jeff, not having Isaiah Rankins, that really just leaves him Quint Gayron, the smaller of the back. So we talked about Leachman at the open. He's a big-time player in the secondary. He's played quarterback. He's capable of playing running back. So they're going to use him some on offense.
You're going to see Parker Evans maybe carry the ball here or there, too. He's lined up in the H-back right now. They run a draw, and boy, does Kennerson get whacked. Ralph Holmes, who's been a real big surprise this season. That's sack number 9 for Holmes.
Well, really, just no shot here by Kennerson. You can see there Quint Gayron trying to absorb a block, but really opens it up there for Holmes to get through, and just no shot for Kennerson trying to get the ball down deep to Joe Self. Not enough time to release it.
And Gayron is hurt. You saw that he got landed on, and they're looking at his right ankle. So, again, no Isaiah Rankins in this game. And now you could be losing Gayron as well. So two of your better running backs might be down for injuries in this game if Gayron's not able to continue. He had a leg injury earlier this year as well that forced him to miss a few games.
And I know Coach Edwards is saying, what do I have to do to stay healthy? You know, as I'm getting some bodies back, I sure don't want basically my only running back here tonight to be out or not be available. But it's interesting, they were working on that ankle, Jeff, and we were mentioning he's been having trouble really getting traction out on that turf. And so obviously when he went to pick up that block, he either slipped or twisted on him, but looks like he's able to put a little weight on it.
Well, that's a good sign. 3rd down and long again here for Central. They've already converted a couple of times on 3rd down, so let's see what Sid Edwards decides to draw up here. Sid Edwards, 156 victories during his career. I would say a Hall of Fame career. I think he'll be in there one day in the Louisiana High School Hall of Fame. 3rd down and long, and look out, Kennerson under all kinds of heat once again. And the pass is, did he catch it again? My gosh, they get another 1st down. Joe Self coming back to help out his quarterback, and that is the 3rd time they've converted on 3rd and long, 16 yards that time.
Well, that's just unbelievable. As Whitfield, you'll see coming to your screen, applying pressure. Looked like he had an opportunity, but Kennerson, I mean, you can't teach this stuff. The guy actually left his feet and kind of tossed that ball midair and then threw another strike down that sideline to Joe Self, and that's just unbelievable athleticism by number 14 and number 3 on that play.
Now, Joe Self has missed a good part of the season. He broke his thumb in the preseason as well, so he's just coming back. And that's why this Central team is on a 3-game winning streak. 2 key parts. There was motion before the snap, and Central will be backed up 5 yards. Someone was not set on the far side. Well, the other thing here on this drive is keeping that explosive Zachary offense off the field.
Absolutely. That's why it was so critical.
Remains
Let
1st
him make
down.
the call here. Yeah, to do 3 and out on that first drive when they had great field position. But I tell you what, Jeff, although Sam Kennerson has been able to make some plays, both getting outside the pocket and with his arm, this Central offensive line is going to have to figure out how to block some of these guys, because it looks like it's been jailbreak on the majority of their plays. So they're going to have to put some bodies in front of this defensive line of Zachary.
Let's send it down to the field in Jessica Province. Jessica?
Hey, Jeff, this relationship with these 2 head coaches goes way beyond just shaking hands pregame and postgame. You see, Coach Sid Edwards actually coached David Brewerton in the 6th grade in basketball. He then went on to coach him in high school at Catholic High in football, and then later on hired him for his first coaching position out of college. Then he also recruited him or suggested him for the Livonia coaching position. And guys, I have to say, if Coach Sid Edwards said that if he were to hire a coach or suggest a coach, David Brewerton would be his guy. He's got that much respect for him, but that doesn't mean he doesn't want to whip him tonight.
David Brewerton taking the Livonia Wildcats to the state championship game in 2013, and he was telling us before the game or earlier this week, let's get the 2nd down play out of the way first. Leachman, not much running room, but and Sid was right. Before Brewerton got to Livonia, that was a dead-end job. That was a 2-8 season every year, 3 wins if you're lucky. And now, after Guy Mastretta was there, and that is a school that develops players, and Patrick Queen is now at LSU. I mean, he played at Livonia, so that is a now respectable high school program because of that man right there, David Brewerton. 3rd down and 11. Kennerson, can he do it again? Well, he's going to run to his left. It's worked before, but this time he's going to have to run for it. Slides just shy of the 1st down. Wow. He almost got it. Taylor Milton able to finally bring him down. I tell you what, if I'm Sid, I'm thinking about maybe going for this thing.
Well, Sid's always thinking about going for it. There's no place on the field that he wouldn't consider going for it. You talk about these two coaches, know him very well. I actually played with David Brewerton, and then Coach Sid actually coached me. So these two guys know each other very well. They want to compete. They want to win. But I'll tell you one other thing that Coach Brewerton brought to Zachary was the physicality.
Yeah.
You know, Coach Weiner, Neil Weiner, had done a good job with this program, but Coach Brewerton really has brought another level of being physical here.
So they will go for it on 4th down, or will they just try to draw him off sides? 10 seconds on the play clock here. And he will go for it. He rolls out to his near side, and the pass is wide open, and stepping out of bounds, though, was Franklin. And another 1st down for the Wildcats.
Well, Central really got away with one there. There was a lot of pressure in the backfield, and it looked like there may have been a missed holding, but nevertheless, if the flag's not thrown, it ain't getting called. Let's see if you can see right here at the coming into way. You can't really see it there, but good job by Kennerson getting it out there and getting it out to Franklin and picking up a 1st down. Sam Kennerson keeping this drive alive with his legs.
8 yards on the completion. Now into Zachary territory. And guess what? Central, I think they like playing 1st and long, 2nd and long. I think they're comfortable there. At least that's how it's been so far.
False start, number 67 on the offense. 5-yard penalty, remains 1st down.
Bob McAnally is our referee tonight, and he has called a lot of procedure penalties on that Wildcats offense. Penalties have been an issue for this Central team really all season long. We saw them against Dunham. They had a ton of penalties in that game, and even last week in the win over Bruley, they had a bunch of penalties in that game as well. They had 10 penalties for 108 yards. But so far, Kennerson has been able to overcome whatever down and distance they throw at him. They'll pitch to Leachman. Leachman, not much running room, and he's brought down behind the line of scrimmage. You better go north-south on this team. East-west does not work, especially when you got a guy like Wes Brady who can make plays sideline to sideline.
Well, the Broncos have read the scouting report, and that little quick toss is just not there. It's not going to work. I think part of the problem is they're trying to get Leachman and Gayron out on the edges, just like you're seeing Central's offensive line having trouble blocking head up this defensive line. I think they're concerned about trying to run it off tackle, but you're right, Jeff. It seems like most of these toss plays are going for a loss.
2nd down and long here. Kennerson's got time to throw for once, but there comes the pocket breaking down, and he loses a lot of yards. Keyshawn Sullivan, the all-district defensive lineman, brings him down, and now it's 3rd and forever. If Kennerson converts here, then I think I'm going to put the headsets down, and you're going to do it again.
Keyshawn Sullivan, you can see him. If that Sullivan name sounds familiar, his brother Terry was the running back last year, went on to Jackson State, and here's Keyshawn doing his part. Big guy, 6'4", about 230, 240. And really can play on the next level, and you can see there really looks the size and getting pressure on Kennerson, not allowing him to escape the pocket. But you're right, this time it's
3rd and 28.
30-28. If he pulls this one off, we might both have to drop the sets.
Jessica will be up here to call the rest of the game if they convert here.
But I don't put it past him. He's an exciting kid.
Uh-oh, it's a jailbreak. Pass over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Yeah, they're just Central is going to have to figure out a way. I mean, you're fortunate that number 14, Kennerson, has been able to make some plays really on his own without getting any blocking up front. But eventually, Central's going to have to find a way to slow down this defensive front. I mean, there's just nobody. 3-4 guys could have made the tackle there, and you're just not going to continue to be able to play the ball game like this.
Parker Evans out to punt. Had a short punt his last time. Let's see if he can get a better one off here this time around. And Zachary, it's been a long time offensively since they've had the ball. Evans, short and high again. And there's a little interference there, and a flag will fly as Chandler Whitfield came running up there, again catching it before it drops. But there was a Central player that interfered with his ability to catch the ball. He still caught it, though.
Yeah, that's unbelievable concentration, particularly when you have one of the cover guys hitting you before you have an opportunity to catch it. So it's going to give him not only great field position because he caught it, but more because of the flag.
22-yard punt. And they're going to ask David Brewerton, what do you want to do here? But I'm very impressed with Whitfield's ability to catch the ball in traffic.
In traffic and really make that catch. We see when you play on this turf and the ball hits, you know, he can obviously pick up several extra couple yards.
Catch interference on the kicking team. 15 yards penalty from the end of the kick.
That's huge.
Yeah, very costly penalty, 15 yards. So the Wildcats defense now will have to come up with another impressive stand. They went 3 and out defensively last time against this Zachary offense that ran for over 300 yards last week in a blowout victory over Denham Springs. Sanders right up the middle, and Sanders spins away from one defender in the Central territory to the 34-yard line, wrestled down by Drew Lassine, the leader of that defense. 17 solo tackles, but an 18-yard run for Sanders, who's averaging close to 6 yards a carry.
Well, good look at Sanders there, and really a good look at his explosion. He didn't dance around. Good thing, because Central had penetration, as you can see right there, but able to get right into that crease and right up the hole. That's what you want from your running back. Very decisive, and a big pickup there for Zachary.
Looks like Zachary called, well, they're trying to tell him that the clock should be rolling here. And looks like that is going to be the end of our first quarter. No score from Zachary. Central and the Wildcats battling it out in this district matchup. More coming up on Game Time on YurView, Louisiana.
Hi, I'm Leighton Ricks, Livingston Parish President. Let me just tell you, I know we've suffered through the August floods, but we're coming back stronger than ever. Through tourism, through our Sheriff's Department, our schools, our Homeland Security Department, our LEDC, through our commercial development, our real estate development, everything you came to Livingston Parish for, schools, all are still there, doing more and bigger and better things than ever. Come on out to Livingston Parish. We're coming back. We are on the move. Livingston Parish is the place to be.
Hi, I'm Joe Martin, president of ITI Technical College, and we are so excited to have been awarded Forbes magazine's top 30 two-year technical colleges in America. To achieve this award, ITI was recognized for our high scores in 1, earnings of our graduates, 2, quality of education, and 3, affordability. To learn more, we invite you to visit our campus or go online. ITI Technical College. Begin your journey to a better life.
Game Time on Your LA is brought to you by Ponda's Barbecue. Slow cooked, fall off the bone perfection, and the best baked beans in America. And by Gary Lewis Properties, from apartments, condominiums, and townhomes. Gary Lewis Properties, a top provider in Baton Rouge of residential and commercial property for rent. And by ITI Technical College, your key to a better life. Jeff Palermo, Jason DeQuire, Jessica Province in the lovely town of Zachary, Louisiana. Jeff Palermo bringing you the action here on Game Time, YurView, Louisiana. Zachary Broncos, first down and 10. More Sanders up the middle. Sanders hurdling defenders close to the first down marker.
Well, that's what they wanted to do, is get the ground game going, and in these last couple of plays, Sanders is really finding some daylight there off a tackle. Give credit to that offensive line for Zachary, starting to kind of control the tempo a little bit here on offense, which is more their style.
We have yet to show you Central's defense. There's a quick look at it. Baptiste, you look at Jeff Campbell. He's the all-district player on that defensive line, number 1. Sanders gets the first down and fights to the 20-yard line, a gain of about 6. Let's look at the rest of the starting lineups. Your linebackers, Chandler Richard, Mason Tillman, Drew Lassane, and then the secondary, Quick Gayran's back there, Carson Baltazar, Keenan Leachman, Hunter Arnold, and then there's Parker Evans as well. Now that should be Jacoby Putnam instead of Gayran as far as number 16 goes. 1st and 10 at the 21. Broncos on the move, no score early in the second quarter. Brown, this is a design run, and Brown gets to the 16, get him 5 yards. He's rushed for over 500 yards this season, 12 touchdowns on the ground for Brown.
Well, you see this play call. This has been in the system for a number of years. They used to call it a lot when they had number 18, Lindsey Scott, but how great is it to be able to have another quarterback right behind him and number 15, Keelan Brown, and you can run almost the exact same offense and same plays.
So the ball at the 16-yard line for the Broncos. Brown, a little bit of a draw here, and Sanders gets hammered as he comes across the middle of the field. Drew Lassane, a great form tackle.
Drew Lassane gets a good look in here on Sanders, really the emotional leader of that defense, but Sanders still able to pick up a number of yards, but that's how you stop somebody in your tracks there.
Lassane's a really good player as they're inside the Ponda's Barbecue red zone. 3rd down and 2. Zachary averaging 31 points a game. Want to establish the run. They've been able to do that here on this drive. And they keep it on the ground to Sanders, who barely got his hands on that ball. And he's got the first down, though. Sid Rigel, the tackle. 27 solo tackles on the year for Rigel. Another one there, but it's a first down for the Broncos.
Well, they're lucky there. Sanders was almost through the hole here without watching it, kind of hanging out like a hot dog there, you know, and they're lucky that he's able to get that thing back in there and get positive yards. But if you know Coach Brewerton, once this running game gets going and, you know, his offensive line is pushing them back, he's going to continue to just try to jam it right down their throats. He was an old offensive lineman and has that mentality.
1st and goal at the 4. Sanders again. Touchdown, Broncos. Darwishi Sanders into the end zone. 4th time this season, and Zachary strikes first.
Well, you see on this series, not having to put the ball up in the air one time on this drive, and really Sanders carried the bulk of the load. You had one little roll out there, designed run by Keelan Brown, but the rest was number 31, Mr. Sanders, just getting north and south, and good job by that Zachary Bronco offensive line really establishing themselves on this drive.
Sanders will handle the hold on the extra point. Martel Fontenot. And we have a whistle and a flag.
Ball encroachment on the defense.
Now more before the snap penalties called against the Central Wildcats.
See Coach Brew there, he's never going to be happy with any penalty. But he's got to be happy that they're into the end zone, and that was a real good drive, a Coach Brew-like drive there, just kind of grinding it out on the ground and really imposing your will.
And the extra point is through the uprights. So our first touchdown of the ball game comes with 9:25 to go before halftime. Zachary up 7-0. Well, we'll see what Sam Kennerson and the Wildcats can do when we come back. This is Game Time on YurView.
Game Time on YurView. Walker at Live Oak Live, Thursday at 7 p.m. Brought to you by Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Real service, real people.
Football is, it's like, a band of brothers. As a kid, being involved with something like that, a family who's passionate about you and cares about your future. That's something that you can carry on for a lifetime. We find a way to either put the ball in the end zone or, score in life. So I think that's what football does for us.
You see them walking through the aisles.
Old school football there for the Zachary Broncos on that scoring drive. Capped off by the touchdown run by Darwishi Sanders, the senior, 5'7", 175 pounds into the end zone. And now they watch some of the video from that drive and how Central lined up defensively against them.
And that's how you did it in high school,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
After y'all came to the sideline, y'all watched yourself on
Yeah,
TV.
I had my iPad and everything.
iPad, you didn't even have a flip phone yet. You know?
We were drawing up plays on concrete in the dirt with a chisel.
That's right.
Fontenot into the end zone. And so Central so far, the average starting drive has not been very good inside the 20 as you look at the Gary Lewis Properties scoring drive.
Yeah, a couple of big runs there for Sanders. You see a good look at him as he's pointing him out on the TV there. I think he was able to carry it 6 times for 48 yards on that drive. And one of the reasons that Central is continually starting deep in their own territory is you got to give credit to Martell Fontenot. He's continuing to pound them into the end zone, and those skilled players at Central don't get a chance to run the football back.
Still no Quint Gayron in the backfield, and now they got a new running back there who gets about 4 yards. That's Jacoby Putnam gets a chance. He's a former running back that is now a quarterback. Well, because of injuries, he's back at running back.
Well, and now you've seen 2 cornerbacks in this game be converted back to running back, and that's Leachman and Putnam, and that's Coach Edwards still dealing with the injury bug. We mentioned it earlier, Rankins is not available to him, and we saw Quinn Gayron already get nicked up.
2nd down and 5, but at least a positive play for Central instead of 2nd and long, 3rd and long. Putnam again off the right side, got tripped up, gets a couple of yards, so a manageable 3rd down here.
Well, and I think he come out running the ball for Central because you got to figure out a way to slow down some of that pressure defensive line. Just Kennerson dropping back, couldn't block him, man v man there. So obviously getting the running game, make these defensive linemen work laterally, and then maybe come up with a rollout or another design throw.
3rd down and 3. Central has already been very good on 3rd down tonight. Putnam in the backfield. 2 down linemen for the Broncos. Kennerson will give it to Putnam. Putnam, not much running room, and he's going to be stopped before he even can get across the line of scrimmage, as the Broncos had that defended very well. Ralph Holmes, number 98 in the middle of your screen, one of the guys there for Zachary.
Well, and you say, well, why run it there? You got Kennerson. Well, I think that's a gamble by the offensive coordinator over there at Central. You're thinking those defensive linemen are just going to consider it throwing down and try to get upfield, and you try to sneak in behind them, but they were not fooled on that play. Good pursuit by Zachary defense and forcing them to punt.
Parker Evans needs a good punt here. He's had a couple of short ones, and it's been a little difficult. Well, he was waiting there for a second, and that's a great punt. Whitfield's got to field this one like a center fielder, and he's all the way inside his own 20. How about flipping the field, Jason DeQueer?
Yeah, that's an unbelievable job. You're right. The first couple of punts by Parker Evans were kind of end over end, more rugby style. This time, he just lets it rip, gets a big spiral off, and changing the field position completely, just what that Wildcat defense needs.
45-yard punt. We'll be back after this. You're watching Game Time on YurView.
At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete in everyone, from the Grand Slam hitter to grandparents. If your doctor prescribes physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name, getting you back in the game of life.
Hello, this is JT with Livingston Tourism. I just want to encourage you to come out and see us. We're just east of Baton Rouge on Interstate 12. We have Bass Pro, beautiful hotels, RV parks. So if you're looking for just a weekend getaway, you can come see us. Or if you're just traveling, stop by. We have restaurants, shopping, antique district, Jubin Crossing, golf. Anything you want to do, we have it here in Livingston Parish. So come see us. For any of our events, you can visit us at livingstontourism.com or on social media.
At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete in everyone, from the three-point shooter to the three-piece suit. If your doctor prescribes physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name, getting you back in the game of life.
Central Wildcats band in action tonight. 7-0 our score, as Zachary will get their hands on the football for the third time tonight. This is by far their worst field position after the 45-yard punt by Parker Evans that also had a -10 on the return, a jet sweep. And on the carry, this is Whitfield. Whitfield all the way up to the 41-yard line, tackled from behind by Hunter Arnold. But Chandler Whitfield, that's his 4th carry of the season and by far his longest rush of the season.
Well, and Jadarius Davis is really who gets a lot of the credit on this play. Good run by Whitfield, but watch Davis, number 85, right there. Give him the block that really springs him. Good job holding on to the ball, Whitfield, and getting down the field, and a big-time play again by this Zachary offense, keeping it on the ground thus far.
25-yard run from the 42. Brown will keep it himself. He is hit behind the line of scrimmage, and they finally get him down. Jeff Campbell was the first guy there, the all-district defensive lineman. 4 tackles for a loss this season. Now he's got 5, and he had a big game last week against Bruley where he had 4 tackles. And when this D-line is healthy, they are playing well. We saw them against Dunham. They were all over their all-state quarterback in Mike Williams. They were all over him throughout that entire game.
Well, Jeff Campbell's their big stud on defense. They're really going to need a good game out of him. You see him with that brace, and you got to love when defensive linemen wear number 1.
2nd and 10. Brown winds up to Shropshire, and there's a lot of contact there, but no flags. Carson Balthazar was step for step with Shropshire.
Well, and Shropshire's their big speed guy that can stretch the field. They love taking deep shots to him, but you mentioned it. Give Balthazar a lot of credit. I think mainly he's able to get his head around a little bit here, and that's kind of tit for tat there. Shropshire had his arm coming up right there too, and I kind of like the no call right there.
Balthazar, who was on that state championship baseball team last spring, actually caught the final out for the Wildcats as they won their 6th state championship in baseball. 3rd and 10. Brown, we got whistles and a flag. So this looks like a procedure penalty now on Zachary.
Dead ball, false start on the offense. Number 1, 5-yard penalty, remains 3rd down.
Well, and this is a good opportunity for Central to get the ball back. Obviously went down by a score on the last drive by Zachary, and here you're now talking to about 3rd and 15, so a good opportunity to get this Bronco offense off the field.
And the other thing, maybe give Central a little better field position instead of starting at their 20 or inside their 20 if they can shut it down right here. Brewerton looking for a big play from his offense. Brown will run it. Brown's got some blockers in front of him. Breaks 1 tackle, and he's got the 1st down. Great run by Keelan Brown to the 43-yard line. So on 3rd and 15, Zachary converts now on 3rd and long.
Yeah, not to keep comparing this kid to Lindsey Scott. They're 2 different players, but you saw him do this for so many years, and it's just ironic how familiar, how similar these 2 athletes look, and just an unbelievable run, and you can see how gifted he is carrying the ball. That's a 3rd and 15 that you just call a design quarterback keeper, and you have the confidence in your quarterback to be able to pick up the 15 yards.
And he got 20 yards on the carry. Back in Central territory for Zachary. And the pitch to Sanders. Sanders has got a convoy blockers in front of him. And he's in the Central secondary and is tripped up at the 23-yard line. Jacoby Putnam, maybe a touchdown saving tackle. Nice run by the senior.
Yeah, no question. If Putnam doesn't make that tackle, Sanders is off into the end zone for the 2nd time. But again, this is kind of a unique pitch. If you watch Keelan Brown, he almost kind of threw that ball underhand out there. What they're trying to do is get that ball out wide as quick as they can, and then you see Sanders really impressing me tonight, keeping the legs going, tough runner, but also he's got some good movement side to side there.
Had 179 yards of total offense last week, 20 yards on that carry. Brown lofts one into the end zone, and it's intercepted. Big time play by Balthazar. A big turnover here for the Wildcats as they deny Zachary on this drive.
Well, if this would have been the post corner, he had him, but then when he cuts this route back out to the outside, That's really when it all goes bad. There's no shot there. Baltazar is in clear position, and just no shot at getting it to his receiver, Shropshire. But if he had kind of ran more of the post or the slant, it would have been good. But when he cuts this thing back out, then just no shot. Baltazar in the perfect position, and just what the Central defense needed.
But Central's offense starting from its own 20 again. Baltazar's second interception of the season. Kennerson will run and slides for a couple. Let's send it down to the field. Jessica Province has an injury report.
Well, Jeff, it doesn't look like senior running back Quint Gayron for Central will be returning to the field, at least maybe not until possibly after halftime. He has his right shoe off and ice on his right foot. It looks more like his foot area rather than his ankle, which could be some good news. Back up to you.
Second down and 8.
Typically when the ice goes on, that's bad news. I mean, you normally having heat on there. But when you put the ice on there, it's hard to get that thing warmed back up again.
They flip it over to LaDerrick Thomas. Thomas now cuts it back the other way. There's a flag down. He got maybe a yard. But LaDerrick Thomas, he's an exciting player with the football in his hand. You see he's got a big brace on that right knee. He had off-season knee surgery.
Well, and if it is a block in the back, which it may be, when he reverse field, this is really going to put Central behind the chains.
Well, if you're Brewerton, do you want to decline the penalty? You're looking at 3rd and long.
Whose flag is that?
I think he's seen so many 3rd and longs already completed in this game, but trying to see if we can catch it. Yep, right there. Right there. See the clear block in the back there by number 14.
Blocking the back on the offense.
That's Kennerson.
Half the distance to the goal. It's going to remain second.
Out there trying to block for his teammate, and he ends up making the situation even worse now for Central.
Yeah, as deep as they are in their own territory, I think this is the right call. You want to back them up and, really dare Central to get aggressive with the football and maybe try to force something here and get a turnover.
Second down and 25 now. Kennerson calls for the snap. Here comes the blitz. They pick it up. He steps up, and he throws an interception. This is Idarius Cummings. Cummings inside the 10, and he's banged out of bounds at about the 5-yard line. The 2-year starter, senior, gets the interception, and the Broncos are set up really good now.
Well, and this is why you see more teams on offense play a little bit more conservative when they're near their own end zone. And here, this time, Kennerson, just forcing them to make an aggressive play down the field, which he does, and really had no business pushing that ball that deep down the field. And Cummins, able to pick that ball off, and now Zachary's knocking on the door again. And really, you can't throw that ball unless you know your guy is clearly open there, and that time just forces it down the field. Easy play there by Cummins, just playing center field.
So 1st and goal at the 4. Brown will give it to Sanders, and Sanders is in the end zone for a second time tonight, I believe. Oh, man, I thought his body for sure was in there. Now they say touchdown. All right.
Well, Sanders back in the end zone again, and really, look, I know Central offense has been bottled up and they're frustrated, and you probably wanted to open it up a little bit, but sometimes you just got to live to fight another day. Call that run play and punt the football. If not, bad things can happen. Now Cummins picks the ball off, and really all Zachary needs is a couple yards to stick it back in the end zone, and you go down 2 scores.
Sid Ridgell came away with the football at the bottom of that pile. He was trying to claim that he stripped it away from Sanders before he got across the goal line, but no instant replay here. And it looks like a timeout going to be called by Zachary. There might be some sort of uniform issue here or something.
Well, a good look at Sanders there. Trying to rehydrate a little bit. He's been kind of the workhorse here for this Zachary offense, as he has been the last couple of weeks. Not a tall guy, but pretty strong and, powerful runner.
Yeah, they really just focus on one running back here for Zachary. And that's him, Sanders, as there's David Brewerton talking with the referee, Bob McAnally.
You can kind of, if you're reading lips there, it must have been a mouthpiece issue, and not having the mouthpiece in, and at the risk of picking up a flag on there, just calling a timeout, get the proper equipment in there. At the high school level, they still make you play with all your pads. When you get in the NFL, those guys don't have any pads on, man.
Sid Edwards, he would probably love to start a drive somewhere outside his own 20-yard line. It's been tough going for his offense because of that.
Yeah, when high school football, you can't run it out of the end zone like you see them do in college or the NFL. So as soon as it hits it, it's got to start at the 20. That's why Fontenot is such a dangerous weapon for Zachary.
Another extra point for Fontenot, and it's now 14-0. Darwishi Sanders has found the end zone twice today for the Zachary Broncos. And after the interception by Cummings, who set up that score, Broncos up by 14. This is Game Time on YurView.
Okay, listen up. I know you offer great auto rates, local agents, fast, friendly claims, but do you want to be a legend? You got to get tough, kid. When I'm done with you, nothing's going to keep you down.
Great talk, Brett. Can we get back to your auto quote now?
All right, sure.
Great.
Get great auto rates and local agents at favrates.com from Farm Bureau Insurance.
How about some water?
No, thanks. I'm good.
Hi, I'm Joe Martin, president of ITI Technical College, and we are so excited to have been awarded Forbes magazine's top 30 two-year technical colleges in America. To achieve this award, ITI was recognized for our high scores in 1, earnings of our graduates, 2, quality of education, and 3, affordability. To learn more, we invite you to visit our campus or go online. ITI Technical College. Begin your journey to a better life.
Zachary Broncos up by 14 now over the Central Wildcats in this district rivalry. Been an interesting series between these two teams, as you will see the scoring drive coming, setting it up with the interception. And Darwishi Sanders has had a big first half, 75 yards in that first half with the 2 touchdowns. 11 seconds on the scoring drive, 1 play, 4 yards. So impressive here by Darwishi Sanders, and Fontenot will kick it off. Will he give these guys a chance to return one? Maybe. Here we go. This one's going to be returned from the 5. And it's not going to really go very well here for the Wildcats, it looks like. Wow. The returner really got leveled pretty bad there. That's Burnell Williams, who's a track star for the Wildcats. He got an 11-yard return.
Well, the real speedster there, hoping that he gets a shot, and now Coach Edwards wishing he had the 20-yard line to start. He's a little bit shy of that this time, but they really need to put something together here on offense. I mean, they need to get some first downs at this point of the ball game. You know, particularly in the second quarter, you just can't risk getting the ball back to Zachary's offense as they've started to heat up a little bit. So obviously, you know, try to get some first down, string something together, and possibly put some points up before the half.
1st and 10 at the 16-yard line. Kennerson runs to the right, finds a little seam, puts his head down, and he's very close to the first down marker. Positive play on first down. That might be their best play on first down all night.
Well, not only their best play on first down, but I think this is where they're going to have success right now, and is putting Kennerson in that quick rollout is what I call it, where he has the decision to get north and south and pick up yards, or maybe some quick hitches there with his receivers, but you got to move that defensive line some. 2nd down and a long one. Kennerson will run it again, and he breaks 1 tackle and then falls forward for the first down. About 4 there for Kennerson. Yeah, just really forcing the issue and just moving that defensive line out a little bit. Not only that, sideline to sideline, it's going to keep them honest rather than just being able to pin their ears back and get up the field. Now they got to have to worry about rolling out and accounting for Sam Kennerson as a runner. and then also maintaining some contact with these receivers.
Kennerson just turned 15 years old. He only weighs about 155 pounds, so putting some meat on those bones will be a priority in the offseason. Now they hand the football off to Keenan Leachman, who's back there again, and maybe 3 or 4 as we're approaching the 3-minute mark before halftime.
Well, and the good thing about this drive right now is it's keeping Coach Brewerton from calling his timeouts, and that's exactly what you want to do, because I know as soon as this defense gets a stop that Zachary would love to call some timeouts and try to stop the clock.
2nd down and 6. Kennerson rolling out to the right, and he's going to get hit. Level to the ground. What a great play. That was Wes Brady. He knew that one was coming.
Well, Wes Brady, we talked about him. He's been around the ball quite a bit. And here we go with the timeouts. I think they're going to stop the clock here. Just what I mentioned, as soon as you get that big play on defense, you want to stop the clock because you're thinking about getting that ball back.
14-0 is our score. Another 3rd down and long for the Wildcats. Wes Brady's been all over the place tonight. We'll have more of Game Time after this.
At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete in everyone, from the blue chip athlete to blue collar worker. If your doctor prescribes physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name, getting you back in the game of life.
Game Time on YurView. Walker and Live Oak live Thursday at 7 p.m. Brought to you by ITI Technical College for a better life.
At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete in everyone, from those who serve aces to those who serve others. If your doctor prescribes physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name, getting you back in the game of life.
Okay. Yeah.
Game Time on Your LA. Thanks Louisiana Lift for their support of this telecast, specializing in customer service on equipment, rentals, parts, and training. Louisiana Lift has been serving its customers since 1980. Check them out online at lalift.com or call their Baton Rouge office, 753-5700.
I'm wondering what's in his water bottle up on that lift to where he's dancing. Just a little energy drink.
3rd and 8, Kennerson throws, flag down, passes down, incomplete. And this flag is in the area of offensive holding.
Well, and if so, they will clearly decline it, but that time I really thought Kennerson could have tucked it up, blocked below the waist.
And that will be declined.
Block below the waist on the offense. Penalty is declined.
So Evans, who has a little bit of a breeze behind him, got off a great punt last time he was punting in this direction. Needs to do that again here.
And be careful, because Parker Evans played quarterback for the first half of the season, and you'll see by design, if there's not a big rush, he really holds on to the football. I think that is by design, to see if maybe one of his gunners may be open to complete a pass, but he can throw it. And let's see if he's kind of does that delay kick again, maybe looking for a potential fake opportunity.
The Brad Wing play is what I call it.
The
Jim.
Brad Wing play, yeah. He did that a lot, huh?
If you don't rush him, he'll just run. Low snap, handles it well. Decent punt, not great. Well, it's going to angle away out of bounds.
That's going to be up close to midfield where that ball went out of bounds. And that just, the snap didn't get off well, and Zachary had some pressure.
Zachary will start in Central Territory.
Well, it's going to be critical for Coach Edwards. You see him there. Obviously has some concern there, but he's going to have to really hope that his defense can prevent Zachary from putting up any more points before the half.
Well, now, I'm not sure where they're still trying to decide where this ball should be.
From my vantage point, that looked to be about accurate.
At the 47, okay.
You couldn't look to see where the ball hit the ground because obviously it was well out of bounds prior to that. So, I mean, I think that's about right there.
All right, we'll see Zachary's 2-minute offense after the 24-yard punt. At the 47-yard line. Brown, quick swing pass. Whitfield with a head of steam. And he's close to the first down marker. Open field tackle there by Keenan Leachman. Gets about 9, but there is a flag down, and this might be a penalty on Trey Shropshire. And it is.
Block in the back on the offense. 10-yard penalty. Block in the back. First down.
Well, that's what that Central defense needs, a little help there. And you mentioned it, Jeff. This is a great open field tackle by Leachman because there's plenty of room by Whitfield, who's a speedster, to run. And watch this here, just getting down there and making that tackle. But got the hold on the play now, and it's really going to back Zachary up. Be interesting to see if they're going to be as aggressive now, being this far behind the chains. My guess is they're probably going to some kind of draw or pitch, or maybe even let Keelan Brown roll out or run with the football. Don't want to make any mistakes here. Let Central right back into it before the half.
Brown will run. Runs through traffic, and Brown was about ready to kick it into another gear, but he was tripped up by Campbell, it looked like.
Boy, he's got a lot of explosion. I mean, it is this guy here, if he gets loose, he is quick as a cat, and has got a lot of explosiveness, as you can see right there. That's that burst that coaches just love to see.
14-yard run for Brown. Brown will find Whitfield again underneath. Winfield has a couple of Wildcat defenders all in front of him, and Drew Lassane, 5 solo tackles last week, gets one right there.
Yeah, and also by Hunter Orner, really not just kind of selling out and missing that tackle, containing Sanders out there in the backfield and really making a nice tackle there, along with the help of Drew Lassane.
3rd and 6. Zachary gets to the line, but David Brewerton wants a timeout. Brewerton is not happy about something. And he's in the ear of Chandler Whitfield.
Well, obviously there were strict instructions out there, and somebody, perhaps Whitfield, did not follow him, and not a happy camper. And I believe that's going to be the last time out of the half there by Zachary that they burned.
Can you imagine David Brewerton as a point guard?
No, I cannot. I was joking with Jessica before that. I saw that showed up in the notes. I'm like, point guard. Now, as long as I've known Brew, he's always had that big frame on him. And if he was point guard and I'm playing against him, I'll tell you what, I'm not taking a charge. I can promise you that.
He was point guard for the 6th grade basketball team for Our Lady of the Mercy, and the coach was Sid Edwards.
I'm gonna have to talk about that with him. Oh boy.
I think he was a flashy point guard, or
no,
was
I
he
think he
like
was
a Charles Barkley, just back you in, huh?
I think he was passing and going to set a big screen.
Pick and roll was his game.
Yes, yes. More the pick. Brew, I love you, baby.
Central bringing the blitz, ball batted at the line of scrimmage and nearly intercepted.
See, that's what you get worried about. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes, look, it's just better to play conservative, get in the half. That is that close from a pick there and really changing the field position. You know, it looks like a safe play, a screen play, but anytime you're kind of throwing it back into traffic over the middle, real missed opportunity by Central, and they got to convert on some of that if they're going to get in this game.
Fontenot will punt for the 2nd time. His last punt was a beauty. It pinned Central all the way back at their own 6. And let's see if Wildcats even put anybody back there, and yes, they will.
Well, very important, though, for Central to have made this stop, prevent Zachary from really putting this game not out of hand, but more points before the half. And obviously Zachary gets the ball back again after the half.
Putnam, they came out and nearly blocked it. Did they hit the punter? They did. Or was it partially deflected? So no flag flies. And the ball finally rests easy at the 28. Zachary wants the penalty, but looks like the ball was tipped.
Yeah, no penalty if you get the ball. And really, 2 big missed opportunities for Central. One right there on the 3rd down play, they had a chance to make the interception. And look here, I don't know how they missed the block. Let's see if we can see where it gets tipped.
I don't know if it ever got tipped.
But I don't know how you don't block that football. I mean, you got to get in there. Hunter Arnold and Lassane, they got to sell out and block that ball.
Fontenot's like, where's the yellow flag? Brewerton thinks the refs, I believe, missed a call there, and he may be right. Kennerson, the low snap, handles it, throws it a flat, and it's incomplete. Kennerson started this game very accurate, but his last few passes, not really on the money here.
Well, that's called pass rush. I mean, when that pass rush gets in your backfield on almost every play, it begins to rattle you a little bit because you just begin to lose confidence in your offensive front. Rather than saying, hey, I'm going to drop back, three-step drop back and make a pass, you're more worried about, hey, where's that pressure coming from than concentrating on your throws.
One of the keys for Central today, they needed some big plays on offense, have yet to really get one. And now this is Parker Evans, who I think we're going to see carry the football a little bit more in the second half. He only gets a yard or two there, but Parker Evans is a guy who's got 4 touchdowns on the season. Did not play last week because of a concussion, but he's back out there tonight.
And a really good-looking athlete. He's got good height, good size on him, and, you know, could give him some toughness, particularly off tackle in that running game. Also kind of in that H-back and that tight end position. Maybe if you can kind of dump some balls off to him and see if he can get north and south.
Zachary might get the ball back here before halftime. 39 seconds on the clock, 3rd down and 7 for the Wildcats. Kennerson will just hand it off to Evans, but Evans is going to be brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Another tackle by Wes Brady.
Well, and Zachary can't stop the clock. I don't believe they have any timeouts, so this thing is going to milk down pretty low here before the half.
Yeah, they don't have to run another play.
So that's fortunate for Central because you never know what happens on these punts, bad snap or not being able to get the punt off. And Coach Edwards is going to be satisfied, hey, let's just take it to the half and regroup here.
Wes's father, Warren, a Hall of Famer for Zachary High School, went on to play at Louisiana Tech, and he's been leading this defense that pitched a shutout in this first half. And the Wildcats will retreat to their corner of the end zone. Down by 14. We'll see what kind of adjustments Sid Edwards and company come up with while Zachary heads to the locker room. Up by 2 touchdowns, thanks to 2 touchdown runs by Darwishi Sanders. Let's send it down to the field and Jessica Province.
Jeff, thanks so much. Coach, you had a goal of stopping Kennerson. You've been able to do just that, allowing 0 points on the board for Central. How would you assess what your defense has been able to do?
I think defensively we're playing very well. Gave up some 3rd down conversions on that first drive. Excuse me, but after that, I think we settled in defensively. We're playing well.
Offensively, what adjustments are you looking to make?
Pick one. We've got a lot to work on right there. Butcher the 2-minute drill right there. Throw a pick in the red zone. Don't score on our first drive inside the 30. Very inefficient right now on offense, but we're going to fix it.
Coach, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Jeff.
You know exactly how he's feeling. He's one of the best.
Yes.
Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance halftime show when we come back after this break. You're watching.
Okay, listen up. I know you offer great auto rates, local agents, fast, friendly claims, but do you want to be a legend? You got to get tough, kid. When I'm done with you, nothing's going to keep you down.
Great talk, Brett. Can we get back to your auto quote now?
All right, sure.
Great.
Get great auto rates and local agents at favrates.com from Farm Bureau Insurance.
How about some water?
No, thanks. I'm good.
Hi, I'm Joe Martin, president of ITI Technical College, and we are so excited to have been awarded Forbes magazine's top 30 two-year technical colleges in America. To achieve this award, ITI was recognized for our high scores in 1, earnings of our graduates, 2, quality of education, and 3, affordability. To learn more, we invite you to visit our campus or go online. ITI Technical College. Begin your journey to a better life.
Game time. Halftime show brought to you by Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance ready to serve you with auto insurance, homeowners insurance, life insurance, and more. Real service, real people. 14-0 is our score. Zachary is leading the Central Wildcats. And now let's send it down to the field. And Jessica Province. Oh, before we do that, we have an interview with Jessica Province talking with the folks over at Louisiana Farm Bureau.
Welcome back to the Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance Countdown to Game Time. The action on the field is about to heat up between the Central Wildcats and Zachary Broncos, but none of this coverage would be possible without our friends at Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance. And right now I'm joined by one of those agents, Scott Abear. Scott, thanks so much for joining me.
No problem. Thanks for having us.
Let's talk a little bit about the partnership between Louisiana Farm Bureau and Louisiana high school football and what makes it so special.
Oh, it's just something great that we can give back to the community. Farm Bureau's been around Louisiana for over 60 years. Our kids go to school here. We live here in the community, and it's just something great that we can do.
Out here in the Zachary community, you bring real service to real people, but what are some of those services that you guys offer?
Yeah, we offer all lines of personal insurance. We do some commercial insurance as well. We offer auto, home, life, banking, and even health insurance.
Very good. And
as well, flood insurance.
That's exactly what I want to talk about. We live here in Louisiana, and Texas is right next to us, so you guys do offer flood insurance as well.
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. So how can someone reach out to you?
Yes, you can call us at our local office at 225-658-0290. Or from anywhere between Lake Charles and Slidell, we have offices as well, and you can reach us on the internet if you want to look that up at www.lafarmbureau.com.
Very good. Scott, thanks so much for joining me.
Thanks for having us.
Guys.
14-0 our score. Zachary leading Central. It's Hall of Fame weekend here at Zachary High School, and they are recognizing the class of 2017. We'll be back after this.
At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete in everyone, from the blue chip athlete to blue collar worker. If your doctor prescribes physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name, getting you back in the game of life.
If your business is looking for growth opportunities in the capital region, find out why Livingston Parish is the place to be. We have available sites, tremendous access to and from your facility. We have an excellent workforce pipeline, and our quality of life is second to none. To find out more, contact our office at 225-686-3982 or visit our website at ledc.net.
Okay, listen up. I know you offer great auto rates, local agents, fast, friendly claims, but do you want to be a legend? You got to get tough, kid. When I'm done with you, nothing's going to keep you down.
Great talk, Brett. Can we get back to your auto quote now?
All right, sure.
Great.
Get great auto rates and local agents at favrates.com from Farm Bureau Insurance.
How about some water?
No, thanks. I'm good.
You can live the dream life right now at Suma Crossing Apartments in Livingston Parish. Imagine luxurious and affordable living where it is safe and the school systems are awesome. A quiet community with a private, well-stocked lake and a cool, relaxing swimming pool. Easy access for Baton Rouge commuters or students at Southeastern. It's not a dream, it's real and waiting for you. Come see Suma Crossing, exit 19 on I-12.
At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete in everyone, from those who serve ACEs to those who serve others. If your doctor prescribes physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name, getting you back in the game of...
The Louisiana Farm Bureau halftime show. Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance, ready to serve you with auto insurance, homeowners insurance, life insurance, and more. Real service, real people. Let's send it down to the field. Jessica Province has our Scholars of the Week for these two respective schools. Jessica?
With a minor in transportation.
Jeff, thanks so much. It's not just X's and O's. We talk about the classroom as well. We've got our scholars and our teachers of the week that we would love to speak to. It's one of my favorite parts of the week because I love to learn about a little bit more about the schools and kind of what they have to offer. And right now I'm joined by Justin Najoka of Central and Christina Brooks of Zachary, our students of the week. Justin, I'm going to start with you. Justin, what grade are you in?
I'm a senior this year.
And do you have any college plans?
I do. I plan on majoring in chemical engineering. I just haven't decided between Texas A&M or LSU.
Very good. And what about Central? How long have you been there?
I've been in Central since the 3rd grade.
Very good. What would you say is your favorite part?
My favorite part is definitely the teachers. All of them are just like so friendly with you. No matter what you do, they'll help you out and they're there for you.
So if teachers are your favorite part, that means you have to like going to class. What's your favorite subject?
My favorite subject right now is calculus.
Very good. See, that is not my favorite subject and probably never has been, so props to you. What does it mean to receive this award, classmates?
It means a lot to me because the principal picked me to receive this award, so it means a lot to me.
Justin, congratulations. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Christina, we're going to switch gears to you from Zachary High School. What grade are you in?
I'm a senior.
And do you have any college plans?
I do. I plan on attending LSU, majoring in chemical engineering.
Chemical engineering. Both of my students. Did you know that?
No, I did not know that.
What about your favorite subject?
My favorite subject is physics.
Very good. That was not my favorite subject either, so props to you as well. Christina, what's your favorite part of Zachary?
I would have to say waking up every morning, coming to school with the mindset of everybody being happy, and no matter like what, like everybody's together. So, yeah.
And what does it mean to receive this award? This is a 5A school, which means a lot of kids to choose from.
Yes, it's a great honor to receive this award. Honestly, I didn't know I would, but I'm blessed to receive this. Thank you.
Congratulations to you and best of luck.
Thank you.
All right, well, we can't have students in the classroom without our teachers. So let's bring in our teachers, brought to you by ITI and Technical College. We have Sarah Beatty from Zachary High School, and I have Mr. Colby Griffin from Central. Colby is a coach at Central, a football coach. Had to run off the field to get over here to join us, but let's start with you, Sarah. Sarah, what subject do you teach?
I teach American literature.
And what grade?
11th grade.
Very good. How long have you been at Zachary?
I started Zachary in January.
How has that transition been? That's pretty quick.
Well, I came here from Denham, and I was at Denham during the flood, and then they called me to come over here and start coaching track, and it's been quite a whirlwind experience, but it's been really exciting.
What do you think sets you apart from other teachers?
I want my kids to learn to love literature, and so I try to like pick it apart and really help them to understand like why the classics are classic and why we're still reading them 100 years later, 150 years later, and I think that really works. Whatever it takes, cartwheels around the classroom to get them excited about commas, whatever. And I think for the most part they like it.
Well, I love your energy, so I can imagine the students do as well. It's only been since January, but what would you say is your favorite part of Zachary?
The people here, wonderful. Like our administration is awesome. Lots of support, lots of like positive affirmation. They're not afraid to like pat you on the back and tell you you're doing a good job. So yeah, it's been a really exciting experience.
Sarah Batty, congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Switching gears now to our Central Teacher of the Week. It's Kobe. Kobe, what do you teach on Central?
9th grade Algebra 1.
Very good. And how long have you been at Central?
This is actually my first year at the high school. The previous 6 years I've been a math teacher at Central Middle School.
Very good. So I've got two kind of rookie teachers in the high school division at their schools. What would you say is your favorite part of being involved in the Central school system as a whole?
I say it's a combination of maybe three things, you know. The first part I would say is I have that advantage of going up to the high school with the same students that I have great relationships with. So it's my advantage in the classroom because they're familiar with me. The second thing has to be my administration. You know, the whole team, Mr. Prescott, Martha Younger, Nathan Corley, Patrick Bridgewater, along with Brandon LeGroux. It's just a perfect balance of professionalism, just love, and a real great environment to teach in. And then the last thing, of course, is with me coaching, just another level of mentoring. You know, being able to coach, I have that other advantage where I can mentor kids that a teacher alone would not have the ability to mentor. So that's the one thing, along with the athletic program, where we do so much in the community, and we do a lot with what we have. You know, we have, you know, every sport. You know, in the past year we have the softball championship, baseball, bowling, just sports that, you know, other people take for granted. You know, in our community, we pull the best out of our kids so they can be successful.
Kobe, you took the words right out of my mouth. Both of our teachers tonight are also coaches, so y'all impact lives in the classroom and outside of the classroom. Thank y'all so much for what you do, and congratulations. All right, it's a 14-0 ball game with Zachary leading the way. It's the Louisiana Farm Bureau halftime show. We've got a lot more coming up next. Keep it right here.
Attention to detail makes the world go round. At Baker Printing, our approach to the printing business is very simple. Treat it as if it were your own. That's not always an easy job, but it comes from the top down in our company. We thrive on the unique jobs. Bottom line, we take care of our customers' projects as if they were our very own. At Baker Printing, attention to detail makes our world go round.
Okay, listen up. I know you offer great auto rates, local agents, fast, friendly claims, but do you want to be a legend? You got to get tough, kid. When I'm done with you, nothing's going to keep you down.
Great talk, Brett. Can we get back to your auto quote now?
All right, sure.
Great.
Get great auto rates and local agents at favrates.com from Farm Bureau Insurance.
How about some water?
No, thanks. I'm good.
Hi, I'm Joe Martin, president of ITI Technical College, and we are so excited to have been awarded Forbes magazine's top 30 two-year technical colleges in America. To achieve this award, ITI was recognized for our high scores in 1, earnings of our graduates, 2, quality of education, and 3, affordability. To learn more, we invite you to visit our campus or go online. ITI Technical College. Begin your journey to a better life.
Louisiana's best barbecue is Podna's, smoked to perfection for fall off the bone good eating. Podna's tailgate spread features ribs, chicken, pork, and 2 sides for only $24.85. That's right, feed 3 to 5 people for only $24.85. Available now through October 16th. Podna's, fast service for dine-in or drive-through, world-famous baked beans, and party pack headquarters. Remember the brand, Podna's. 2 locations, Florida, Don Moore, and Sherwood Forest at I-12.
Fans are watching an entertaining ball game at Zachary High School where the Broncos are leading the Central Wildcats 14-0. Jeff Palermo along with Jason DeQuire back up here in the press box. Well, Central just hasn't been able to do much offensively against a very good Zachary defense. And really, this is a game about field position, right? I mean, Zachary's had great field position all night, and they've been able to capitalize on that, and they have a 2-touchdown lead.
No, that's right. I mean, Central offensive line has got to figure out a way to slow down that defensive line for Zachary. They've really been in the backfield all night, and as talented as Sam Kennerson is, without some help and some time to throw the ball, it could be a long night. So I would expect Coach Edwards to look at making some adjustments there, as you mentioned, maybe getting Parker Evans going a little bit. And for Zachary, they're getting that run game going. So that's going to be very helpful. That's where they like to live. And so as long as they can maintain that, I think it could be a good half for them.
Very good first half for Darwishi Sanders, and you'll see him in this highlight package as he scores 2 touchdowns in this first half. But this Zachary defense has been all over Central. But Central's defense has played well too tonight. But this was an interesting drive. Sam Kennerson, he ends up getting sacked on that play. We didn't have any scoring in the first quarter. Then Darwishi Sanders gets in for the first of 2 touchdown runs for him here tonight. And then Brown going to the end zone, but it's picked off by Carson Balthazar. The first turnover of the night, but Zachary kept coming right after Central. Sanders gets into the end zone again, and that makes it 14-0. Here are your statistics in this one. For Zachary, 133 yards rushing, just 2 yards passing, and Central 67 yards of offense. That just doesn't cut it. But their best drive was their second offensive drive of the night. They converted twice on 3rd down, and they actually converted on 4th down. But because they're starting every drive inside their own 20, it's just hard for them to maintain drives against a very good Zachary defense.
Yeah, the field position helped, and also keep in mind the big interception helped. Obviously getting the ball down to the 3-yard line of Central and able to convert that. But, you know, they're getting that running game going, and I think for Central, again, you just got to find a way to slow down that pressure a little bit. And, look, you lost maybe lost Quinn Gayron, you're starting running back. So I think Leachman and Parker Evans are going to have to step up and contribute to the offense.
Yeah, somehow if Central is able to establish a running game, maybe it opens up the passing game again for Sam Kennerson and their wide receiver, Joe Self. They were able to connect quite well on the second offensive drive of the night for Central, but other than that, they have not been able to move the ball at all in this game. But Zachary's defense has been impressive. I mean, they got a lot of good players. David Brewerton told us it's been the defense that's really carried them to this 5-2 record they have right now.
Well, and that's their bread and butter, playing good defense, getting a good running game going. And, you know, the way the game looks right now is if Zachary doesn't do anything bad or commit turnovers, then they're in pretty good shape. But look, you can never count Coach Edwards out. It may not look good, but he's going to get his guys motivated in that locker room. And Coach Brewerton knows that his team needs to be expected for some things to happen positive for Central in the second half.
What did Sid tell us before the game? He's never been at a game where he didn't think he had a chance. And even though they're down by 2 touchdowns here, he probably feels like that they got a chance in this game.
And he's always got a few tricks up his sleeve. And he always knows that, right around that crucial part of the game, he just does something to get a big play, and I would expect that to happen here.
Well, it's been a fun one here. We got a couple more games for you in the regular season, and then we'll have 4 playoff games. Next week we'll be on Thursday night, Live Oak and Walker. So another District 4 5A matchup. Let's send it back down to the field in Jessica Province.
I've got a very special guest with me now. I've got Lyle graduated
Go, man. You got it.
Zachary.
Thank you.
Last year, and he played football, and he's only 1 year out, and he's a member of the Zachary Fire Department. Now, what makes that unique is that the Zachary Fire Department cooks for the Zachary Broncos each week their pregame meal. Tell me a little bit about that relationship. You've got to know it best.
Yeah, I mean, it hits home to me because I was on the Zachary High football team, and it means a lot to us to have the fire department and our whole community behind us. And now that I've done graduated and now that I'm cooking for them, it means a lot to me to be able to do that every Friday.
Now, tell me from a player perspective, is the food good?
Oh, yeah, it's amazing.
And now you're cooking it, so you know it's really good. What do y'all cook for the players?
We cook chicken, we smoke it all day, and we bring it up here to them so they can eat it and have a good meal for the game so they can be ready.
Now tell me a little bit about the Zachary football program. You were a part of it, you know it firsthand. What makes it so special?
Zachary's been special to me. I've lived here my whole life. I played on junior Broncos, and I think the highlight was when we won the state championship, and the year before that, leading up to it, we went to the semifinals and semifinals the next year, and it's always been home to me, and that's why it's always been special to me.
I had a chance to be in the Superdome when you guys won that state championship, and I think it was just as special to Coach David Brewerton. What did his leadership mean to you?
Coach David Brewerton was probably the best coach I've ever played for. He turned this team around. When he came in, we had Coach Weiner. I was a freshman, and, we were an okay football team, but whenever he came in, he turned things around. He got us in shape, and I want to say that for the whole coaching staff. The whole coaching staff is great up here.
The Zachary Fire Department serving the community and also serving the Zachary High football team each Friday night. Lyle, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to talk to you and learn more about exactly what y'all do.
It's no problem. Thank you.
All right, it's a 14-0 ball game between the Zachary Broncos and the Central Wildcats, but we've got more of the Louisiana Farm Bureau halftime show and maybe some stats and highlights and some inside scoop coming up next.
At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete in everyone, from the three-point shooter to the three-piece suit. If your doctor prescribes physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name, getting you back in the game of life.
Hi, I'm Joe Martin, president of ITI Technical College, and we are so excited to have been awarded Forbes magazine's top 30 two-year technical colleges in America. To achieve this award, ITI was recognized for our high scores in 1, earnings of our graduates, 2, quality of education, and 3, affordability. To learn more, we invite you to visit our campus or go online. ITI Technical College. Begin your journey to a better life.
Hi, I'm Leighton Ricks, Livingston Parish President. Let me just tell you, I know we've suffered through the August floods, but we're coming back stronger than ever. Through tourism, through our Sheriff's Department, our schools, our Homeland Security Department, our LEDC, through our commercial development, our real estate development, everything you came to Livingston Parish for, schools, all are still there, doing more and bigger and better things than ever. Come on out to Livingston Parish. We're coming back. We are on the move. Livingston Parish is the place to be.
Welcome to Monogram Express, a unique embroidery boutique specializing in personalized and one-of-a-kind gift ideas. Gifts for babies, children, ladies, and even men, we have you covered. Equipped with state-of-the-art embroidery machines along with an experienced client-focused staff serving you 6 days a week. Check out the area's largest selection of letters, designs, and thread colors. We're your one-stop embroidery shop, handling personal, corporate, team, and school logos, and you're welcome to bring in your own items. Conveniently located at 2109 Veterans. Monogram Express makes your ordinary gifts extraordinary.
At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete in everyone, from the Grand Slam hitter to grandparents. If your doctor prescribes physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name, getting you back in the game of life.
Game Time on Your LA is brought to you by Livingston Parish President Leighton Ricks, which welcomes one and all to one of the fastest growing parishes in Louisiana. Livingston Parish, the place to be. By Monogram Express, we make ordinary gifts extraordinary. And by Louisiana Lift. At Louisiana Lift, we're always on call. Sid Edwards' team heading back out onto the field, down by 14. Zachary will get the ball to begin the second half, so he needs his defense to come up with a big play right away.
Yeah, that's priority number one. Get the football back. Don't give up any more points. Keep it a two-possession game. Get the football back, and you know he's probably got a few tricks up his sleeve to get himself back in the game. And Coach Brewer, you see him breathing, not a sigh of relief, but still very concerned. He knows his old mentor over there is likely can wheel his way back in the game, so he's got to put together a complete second half to get out of here.
Onside kick, you got to be prepared for that, right?
Of course. He's got all kind of tricks.
Central riding a 3-game winning streak. They started the year by beating Dunham in a game that we brought to you here on Dunham, and then a really tough 3-game stretch where they did not play very well at all. They ran up against some good teams as well, losing to Dutchtown and Jesuit, and Scotlandville. But week 5, Sam Kennerson came back, and Central came alive. They beat Bel Air 57-12. Hard-fought win over Live Oak in week 6, 31-25. And then last week, they defeated Bruley 34-7. Zachary's 2 losses this season have been to some really good teams. They've lost to Catholic High by 10 points, and they lost to University 26-7. U High held the Zachary offense to just 200 yards of offense. That gives you an idea of how good U High is.
They're unbelievable. They've taken on a lot of 5A teams this year and come out on the upside of those games. First time we get to look at
Tyler Milton.
His kicker. They didn't put up any points and didn't kick off, so you know he's got a pretty strong leg. And look, he's lining up for an onside kick. Jeff, did you call this steal, man? Uh-oh, there it is.
There it is.
That's good.
Good bounce.
Oh, he didn't catch it.
Why didn't he catch it? But I still think Central got it.
Oh, Jeff.
He must have lost track of where he was on the field. I mean, that was perfectly executed.
Look.
And Keenan Leachman.
They say Central's got it.
Yeah, Central's got it.
I don't know why Arnold didn't go for the ball. It hit him on the leg.
He must not have known he was 10 yards. He lost track.
This is as perfect as an onside kick can be executed. Get the big hop right at that was Leachman. Get the big hop right at the 10-yard mark and still able to jump on it. And you're right, Jeff. Coach Brewerton could have used you at halftime because you were prepared for that thing, and obviously they weren't.
I was watching Sid. He looked like he had something underneath his hat.
We talked about it.
All right, best starting field position of the game. I'll get it out eventually. But Bailey Thomas brings down Parker Evans right away, along with Wes Brady, who's had a ton of tackles in this game.
Well, he's got all these little nuances just to change the game a little bit here now, and it's critical for Central to convert on this. Get some points up on the board, and if you do that, you're right back into this football game.
Well, after taking that gamble, this is 4-down territory. I know this is only 2nd down coming up, so you got some time here, a 2nd down and 9 to try to convert the 1st down and try to get the chains moving. 2 men in the backfield now for Central. First time we've seen this look. Kennerson now will run it. Kennerson finds a little bit of a seam. He's got the 1st down, and then we got a late hit.
I think it's the right call. He clipped him well outside of bounds and you see that white little territory out there. I really think that's where he
Wait a minute, there are 2 penalties though. You got holding, and then you got the late hit.
Wow, that's going to be huge. You can see Kennerson there. I mean, what a missed opportunity here. See if we can pick up the hold. Yeah, 54 right there. Got him, and you can see when he gets into that white area, that's close, but obviously a pretty good lick there as he's out of bounds, and now this is going to negate the whole thing and be a do-over.
79. Let's see, you got holding.
Holding against the Wildcats.
Dead ball, personal foul.
Personal foul against the Broncos.
It's going to be 2nd down. All right, I'm going 10.
So they're going to mark off the 10 yards, and then they'll mark off the 15. There's the holding penalty. Looks like Jalen Brooks on the holding penalty. And Taylor Milton looks like guilty of the 15-yard penalty. Now they're marking off the 15-yard penalty, and the ball's at the 41-yard line. So out of all that, Central picks up 3 yards, and it's still second down.
Yeah, still positive yardage there, and second down, and you're in a little bit of a shorter situation than they've been in most of tonight, not looking at second and long or third and long. So still a real opportunity here for Central as they begin to move into Bronco territory here.
Putnam back into the game offensively for Central. They're taking their time here, but the play clock's not running, so they got time. Putnam in the backfield with Kennerson. There seems to be a lot of confusion here, but Central is going to go with it. Here's the pitch to Putnam, who gets maybe a yard to the 40.
Yeah, a lot of running to very little yardage there. And that play there, that little pitch, obviously Zachary runs a very similar play out of the spread, but it just has not been there for Central. They just can't get the blocking out on the edge that's needed there. See right there, too much penetration, trying to cut it back up into the teeth of the defense, and just not much there.
Maverick McClure on the tackle. 3rd down and 5. Wide receiver to the near side is LaDerrick Thomas. Keep an eye on Joe Self. He's the wide receiver all the way to the top. Kennerson looking for some blocks, and he's going to be stopped a yard shy, and they'll definitely go for it here on 4th down.
Yeah, absolutely. With that pickup, and you're probably wondering, hey, why are they rolling to the short side of the field? Well, keep in mind, old Kennerson's a southpaw, and it's easier for him to make the throw rolling to his left than throwing back across his body, rolling out to the right.
There's only one guy touching the football for me here if you're Sid Edwards, and that's Sam Kennerson.
Yeah, I agree with that, and probably, again, with some sort of rollout, I would not challenge the teeth of the middle part of this defensive line.
4th down and 1. They've already converted one time before on 4th down. Can they do it again? Kennerson will actually hand it off. That's Leachman bouncing off defenders and now carrying a couple. A big first down for the Wildcats to the 25-yard line, a gain of 11.
Well, that's huge, and you see they're using Leachman back there. Plays a lot of secondary for him, but bigger, stronger running back, and that time just powering his way to a first down. And this is a huge, again, Central continuing a huge drive here, an opportunity to now put some points on the board.
5'11", 205 pounds is Leachman. Showed off a lot of strength. Just a really good player is Leachman, a leader. Ball at the 26-yard line now. 4 wide receivers set for the Wildcats. Parker Evans is the running back on the right hip of Kennerson. Kennerson can't handle the snap. Now he's in trouble and he goes down. Ran right into a defender. That's Charles Selders with the sack. Loss of about 6.
And again, this wasn't the best snap, but again, when you get so much pressure in the backfield, you begin to lose concentration a little bit. I think that's a ball that Kennerson's clearly could have handled, but kind of moved his eyes around a little bit as wanting to see where the play is going to develop. First thing you got to do is catch that snap, and now, really put Central again behind the chains in a long situation.
From the 33 for the Wildcats, Kennerson, and then we have a whistle. And a legal procedure looks like on Central.
Dead ball, false start on the offense. Number 12, 5-yard penalty, remains second down.
So that backs up Central 5 yards to the 38-yard line.
Wow, these last couple of snaps have not been good for Central. Too many penalties and really putting them well behind the chains now.
2nd down and 22. Here comes the pressure. They set up the screen, and Parker Evans catches it. Parker Evans has got a head of steam. All the way up to the 23-yard line. Now a manageable third down, or at least somewhat manageable. That was a nice design play there. Kennerson connecting with Parker Evans.
Yeah, now in a real manageable chance of converting here. And we thought Parker Evans needed to touch the ball a little bit more. Good job by Kennerson getting that ball in there. And you see Parker Evans, you talk about finishing a run. He's very capable of doing that. Got a big frame on him. Very athletic kid.
3rd down and 7. Self is lined up in the slot on the far side, number 3. Kennerson will step up here, flushed out of the pocket, can't get rid of it as he goes down. A flag flies. Let's see what this is all about. It's going to be holding on Central. And they'll decline that.
Well, he's going to decline it, but I think because he declines it, I think Central's going to go for it because it's now it'll be 4th and 7, and we saw the Central field goal kicker making some pretty deep field goals at halftime, warming up, but here just unable again to contain that defensive line and the linebackers. As Brady in on the tackle, called his number a lot tonight.
One of the Zachary defenders scraped the face mask of Kennerson, but never really grabbed onto it, but it could have easily called a face mask penalty there. 4th down and 14 here with Central down by 14. They're going to go for it at the Zachary 29-yard line. Kennerson is under all kinds of pressure and no chance. The Broncos are there once again. And that offensive line for Central just getting whooped. And Zachary bringing all kinds of pressure from all different areas. That was Cedric Brown in on the sack.
Yeah, just no answer for that defensive front.
We'll be back after this.
Hi, I'm Joe Martin, president of ITI Technical College, and we are so excited to have been awarded Forbes magazine's top 30 two-year technical colleges in America. To achieve this award, ITI was recognized for our high scores in 1, earnings of our graduates, 2, quality of education, and 3, affordability. To learn more, we invite you to visit our campus or go online. ITI Technical College. Begin your journey to a better life.
Game time on YurView. Walker and Live Oak live Thursday at 7 p.m. Brought to you by Peak Performance Physical Therapy. Stronger, faster, better.
Don't miss any of the action this season. All Game Time high school football games stream live each week at YurView.com. Also check back throughout the week for game highlights and additional coverage, including the new weekly high school football recruiting podcast, Over the Middle, with host Jeremy Crabtree. Get the previous week's highlights, stories, and recruiting news, along with a preview of your upcoming week's matchups delivered straight to your inbox. Visit YurView.com for more details. Zachary will finally touch the football for the first time here in the second half after Sid Edwards gambled with the onside kick. They recovered it, but can never really get a drive going there as negative plays continue to haunt the Central offense. And again, give a lot of credit to Zachary's defense. They have been living in the Central backfield tonight.
Well, and you see Coach Edwards there. He knows that that was a real missed opportunity at the start of the half. If you can dial up the onside kick, get it there, and then not walk away with any points, that's got to be really frustrating.
Keelan Brown directing the Broncos offense, and Darwishi Sanders thrown right to the ground as soon as he had it. That's Todd Lassane with the tackle. 23 tackles on the year. Last week had 4 solo tackles, and Sanders, who had a big first half, 73 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns, brought down right at the line of scrimmage on that carry.
Well, and Central defense kind of selling out a little bit more, really bringing the blitz there. As you can see, Lassane again looking like he's coming and then backing off, but they brought him last play kind of to shut this run game down.
Here comes some pressure. Brown lofted one deep, and unfortunately for Zachary, unable to hit Whitfield as the defender had fallen down. And Brown unable to make the connection, so it's 3rd and long now for Zachary.
And Baltazar is limping. He's got to come out of the game, and that's not a good sign because that's one of their top corners. And again, the injury bug just continuing to hit Central here. Hopefully he can shake that off and get back there, but really a missed opportunity for Keelan Brown since Baltazar was unable to run with the route.
And even though Central's a 5A school, they're down on numbers. They only have a little over 60 players on that roster.
Just kind of unheard of numbers. I mean, when we talked to Coach Sid around that Dunham game, I mean, when you're talking about 60 players on a 5A roster, that's just...
3rd and 10, they bring the blitz again. They get the pass off, and it's complete to Chris Simmons. And Simmons, I think, has enough for a first down. Well, nice touch there by Brown, and Chris Simmons, his 8th catch of the season, results in a first down for the Broncos.
Well, Chris Simmons, a big-looking wide receiver, able to make the catch and then just get upfield, and not dancing around with it, getting upfield, knowing where the sticks are, and picking up the first down. And you can see there Chandler Richard there limping a little bit for Central.
1st and 10 from the 45 now for Zachary. Now they swing it back the other side. Chandler Whitfield is going to throw it. There's Shropshire, and he can't grab it.
Wow. Wow, a beautifully designed play. And when you know Central is kind of selling out because they need the ball back and being overly aggressive, once they saw that screen route, they brought everybody. And I mean, just wide open. And Whitfield saying, God, I just needed to toss that one out there. I didn't need to be perfect, but just toss it out there. But Shropshire unable to come back and make a play on the ball. Just came up a little bit short. And it's just so hard when you got a full head of steam like that to kind of reverse all your momentum and get back to the football. But that's why he's playing wide receiver, Jeff, and not quarterback.
Shropshire has been quiet in this game. 21 grabs on the season, averaging about 18 yards a reception. Sanders gets a 3, covered up by Drew Lassane. Catcher and designated hitter on the 5A state championship baseball team. Drew is a junior, his older brother Todd, a senior. 3rd and 7, and there's Javante Witten, a sophomore, who's got some pretty good size to him.
Well, and Central's got another shot here to get the football back, and they desperately need to stop Zachary from getting into their territory and forcing them to punt the ball back.
On 3rd and 8, Brown zips one off the hands of his receiver, Shropshire. He was feeling footsteps from Parker Evans.
Well, and Shropshire should have caught that one. Obviously, like you said, knowing Parker Evans is coming in. Really, I thought this was close for Parker Evans picking up the flag, which would have been costly. Because Shropshire clearly misses the ball. And then watch when you see 27 coming in here late. Sometimes that will trigger the flag there. Almost a little bit unnecessary, but luckily he didn't go towards the head area. Obviously now, big stop there for Central. Able to get the ball back.
Fontenot to punt. I think Central was offsides. Maybe. Let's see. Or it's either legal procedure, or is there a delay of game?
57.
No.
57. Dead ball, false start, number 57 on the offense. 5-yard penalty.
Well, Central will take any yardage they can get at this point because their offense has been pinned back so much tonight.
Well, they really haven't. They just need something big to happen. They had the onside kick, but they need some sort of big positive play on offense, and it just has not been there. Maybe they can hopefully get a return here, but Fontenot put such good hang time out there. As you can see, they've got 2 returners deep. So, you know, if he tries to directionally kick it, there will be a returner in that section of the field.
Fontenot's punt will bounce at the 26, and it will die at about the 16-yard line. Under 5 minutes to go in this third quarter. Wildcats continue to hang around. 42-yard punt by Fontenot. Central's offense gets something going and get their fan base into this game. We'll find out after this.
Welcome to Monogram Express, a unique embroidery boutique specializing in personalized and one-of-a-kind gift ideas. Gifts for babies, children, ladies, and even men, we have you covered. Equipped with state-of-the-art embroidery machines, along with an experienced client-focused staff serving you 6 days a week. Check out the area's largest selection of letters, designs, and thread colors. We're your one-stop embroidery shop, handling personal, corporate, team, and school logos, and you're welcome to bring in your own items. Conveniently located at 2109 Veterans. Monogram Express makes your ordinary gifts extraordinary.
Do you need to say great job, congratulations, or way to go? Crown Trophy on Sherwood Forest Boulevard in Baton Rouge has the trophy, plaque, acrylic, or crystal award you're looking for. Whether it's for your team, business, or church, come to Crown Trophy. We guarantee the highest level of customer service, and there's no charge for rush orders or trophy engraving. We're nationally known and locally owned. Visit us online to view our catalog at www.crowntrophy.com.
14-0 is the score here. Zachary leading Central. I can tell you after 3 quarters, Walker leads Denham Springs 20-0. We'll see Walker next week against Live Oak. And then we'll see Denham Springs in the regular season finale against Scotlandville. So we're just hanging out here in District 4 5A.
Yeah, a couple big 5A matchups as we wind it down, get close to playoff season. And the weather changing a little bit.
Yeah, next week it might be a little cool for Friday night football. Kennerson started off hot throwing the ball. He's cooled down, and again, he's brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Charles Selders, another play behind the line of scrimmage, a sophomore, making some plays here in the second half.
Well, it's the defensive line again of this Bronco defense that's really been the game changer and why this game, in my opinion, they haven't allowed any points, and because they continue to get pressure, they're making the play and the tackle on Sam Kennerson, and for the most part, they've contained him. And then you throw in your Wes Brady and McClure at linebacker coming in to finish some of that stuff off. They've had a phenomenal game thus far.
2nd and 14. Evans in the backfield with Kennerson. Kennerson swings it out. Here's Self. Self slipped, though, before he can make a move, and he goes down. Kenyon Martin was there defensively, and it's 3rd and long now once again for the Wildcats.
Yeah, this is just so tough, and you see this is the down where Zachary, well, you can see here, Kennerson trying to get the ball out to one of his playmakers, and Self clearly, knee goes down, and that's it. Can't get up and run. High school or college, but now this is the down that Zachary Broncos, that line is able to just kind of pin their ear backs. I mean, you know this is clearly a drop back situation and getting a lot of pressure on Kennerson.
Kennerson running to his left, throwing, and it's caught. Joe Self makes the grab. They get a first down. We saw that a bunch in the first quarter.
Wow.
That is at least the 4th time on 3rd and long that they have converted on a similar type of play.
Yeah, from his own territory like this. And I tell you what, without number 14, this score could be a lot worse here tonight, because it's been plays like that he's at least kept his offensive alive and getting a first down.
Can they make it 2 plays in a row, though? Kennerson's got to roll to his left again. That time he threw it into the ground, as he has been running wild in this game, as he's had constant pressure in his face.
Yeah, I mean, the drop back, I don't even know why they're still trying to drop back on first down. That's just not there. There's too much penetration. Can't contain that defensive line. The best plays for them on first down has either been screens or Kennerson rolling out with some kind of run pass option.
2nd down and 10. Evans in the backfield again. Kennerson, a little time this time. Now zips it, and it's intercepted. And it is brought down by John Burrell, who is tackled by Self. 2nd turnover of the night, as Kennerson's been picked off twice in this game.
Well, John Burrell, senior, one of the captains on this football team. And this time, you're right, Jeff Kennerson actually had time, and Zachary kind of relaxed a bit in coverage, trying to make sure they didn't pick up the first down. Ball's a little high, but probably still, that's a tough catch. It's coming high, hard, and wide. And Burrell just right there in the perfect position to make a play on the football. Old tip ball drill, and coming up with a big one for Zachary, putting them back into Central territory.
Good coverage by Rodarin Alexander. He shoved the receiver as soon as he touched it, which led to the tip drill executed by Zachary. Central blitzes. Sanders stays on his feet. No, he didn't. He was down at the one, or down after a gain of 1.
Yeah, it looked like his knee might have caught the ground as well, but you're right. Central continues to bring the pressure, and at this stage of the game, they've got to gamble. You've got 2 minutes, 50 seconds, as you can see, lower side of your screen, left in the third quarter, and so you've got to begin to sell out a little bit. But, you know, the last time this Central defense, you know, was blitzing and bringing pressure, Zachary drew up a trick play and kind of tried to pop it behind him. So be looking for Keelan Brown maybe to ice this game, get a deep ball in there.
Low snap, Brown able to hang on to it. And then Brown is brought down from behind after a couple of yards, as that was Caleb Baptiste, who has over 20 solo tackles in this game.
Well, and the game is 14-0, but you have to give this Central Wildcat defense a lot of credit, because this thing and where Zachary has been able to get the ball, you know, to start their drives deep in their own territory, and they've been able to hold them on numerous occasions. So, yes, they've given up 14 points, but remember, one of them was an interception that they got to start at their own 3-yard line.
3rd and 9. Brown slings one, and it's incomplete through the hands of his receiver, Sean Burrell.
Well, now it's decision time for Zachary, and I think this is the right move. Punt the ball. You've basically held Central's offense to nothing, so why would you take a chance on giving them a little life and some good field position around the 40-yard line? As much as I know he doesn't want to punt it, I think this is the right call for Coach Brewerton.
Well, David Brewerton is about as mad as you see a coach when they're up by 2 touchdowns.
Well, because he said it at the half. You heard him talk to Jessica about it. The problem is the offense. It's inconsistent. They've had so many opportunities starting drives in Central's own territory, and you come up with nothing. I mean, just you can't move the ball, and that's got to be what's frustrating you.
Fontenot to punt. Oh, man, he could have ran for the first down. Central was never even paying attention to him. Instead, he pins him inside the 2.
Wow, you have field position that's bad, and it's just getting worse.
1:34 left to go. Martel Fontenot, one of the players of the game in this one after a 40-yard punt. We'll be back after this on Game Time.
At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete in everyone, from the Grand Slam hitter to grandparents. If your doctor prescribes physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name, getting you back in the game of life.
Sports in America is one of those rare things that brings everybody together.
When those lights come on, it doesn't matter what's been going on at home, at church, in the community. It's just an amazing experience just to see the camaraderie that Friday nights bring.
And that's why sports is such a valuable tool to society, to America.
At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete in everyone, from the three-point shooter to the three-piece suit. If your doctor prescribes physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name, getting you back in the game of life.
14-0. That was our halftime score, and our score is still that. Late in the third quarter, and Central has had bad field position all night, but this is the worst out of all of them as far as their starting drives.
Well, and interesting here, Zachary puts all of their prep guys, their pep guys, the band and the cheerleaders behind the goalpost in the end zone, and that's where the Central team has got to start. So they've got all that music you can see right there behind the goalpost, really making it difficult to get some signals called.
Brown from his own end zone, rolling to his left, throws, and it is caught, and some breathing room for the Wildcats as Self makes another grab That has been their money play tonight, rolling to the left and throwing the ball to number 3.
And you can see Brewerton going down the line and talking to his defensive staff saying, hey, that's all they have tonight. Why are we still giving this up? Why on a rollout can we not contain the wide receivers? I mean, that has been their play that they've been living by, and really all the offensive production that they've had tonight.
21 yards on the pass completion between Kennerson and Self. Self is a senior, and now he looks towards Parker Evans, and he missed him.
Yeah, that's one you really have to complete, and not a lot of coverage around Parker Evans. If he just kind of floats that ball in there, Parker Evans, you know, is going to turn that football up, and that's the positive production that they need on first down. Stay out of these second, third, and long situations.
Sid Edwards is saying, can I just get one big play offensively? One big play, cut this lead in half, and I'll take my chances in the fourth quarter down by 7.
Well, he needs time to throw the football.
Here's the screen, and here's Parker Evans. Parker Evans powers his way up to the 31. He's a couple yards shy of the first down. Big third down coming up with less than a minute to go in the third quarter.
Well, you want to go fast, but you also want to make sure that you pick up the first down. This is a critical third down conversion if they've got any shot at getting back into this football game. They absolutely have to pick up this first down. You got about 40 seconds left in the third quarter. Obviously, got to get this play off, but got to convert here for Central.
Leachman is in the backfield. We saw him pick up a first down on 4th and short. He gets the ball again here, and he has the first down. I think forward progress will certainly give him the first down, and he never went down.
Leachman, you can see he's got good size on him. Really good-looking football player. What makes him so effective is he can play so many positions. You love to have a guy that when somebody goes down, one of your skilled players, you just say, hey, Leachman, go play that position. That guy's got to know a lot of different positions, a big chunk of the playbook to be able to do that.
A lot of guys on a 5A team going both ways here for the Wildcats. 11 seconds and counting in this third quarter. And Leachman gets another chance here, but not much happening, maybe a yard. That's about it on the final play of the third quarter, as he was tackled by Cedric Brown. 14-0, still our score. Central trying to get on the board. We'll be back after this.
Louisiana's best barbecue is Podna's, smoked to perfection for fall off the bone good eating. Podna's tailgate spread features ribs, chicken, pork, and 2 sides for only $24.85. That's right, feed 3 to 5 people for only $24.85. Available now through October 16th. Podna's, fast service for dine-in or drive-through, world-famous baked beans, and party pack headquarters. Remember the brand, Podna's. 2 locations, Florida, Don Moore, and Sherwood Forest at I-12.
Hello, this is JT with Livingston Tourism. I just want to encourage you to come out and see us. We're just east of Baton Rouge on Interstate 12. We have Bass Pro, beautiful hotels, RV parks. So if you're looking for just a weekend getaway, you can come see us. Or if you're just traveling, stop by. We have restaurants, shopping, antique district, Jubin Crossing, golf. Anything you want to do, we have it here in Livingston Parish. So come see us. For any of our events, you can visit us at livingstontourism.com or on social media.
Game time on YurLA is brought to you by Livingston Parish Economic Development Council, reminding you Livingston Parish is the place to be. Also by Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance, ready to serve you with auto insurance, homeowners insurance, life insurance, and more. Real service, real people. And Gary Lewis Properties, from apartments, condominiums, and townhomes. Gary Lewis Properties, the top provider in Baton Rouge of residential and commercial property for rent. We begin the fourth quarter from Zachary High School. David Brewerton's team is up 14-0, but it has been a struggle here for Zachary offensively. And Sam Kennerson for Central is keeping his Wildcats team in this one. He's 10 of 16 for 114 yards passing. He has thrown 2 interceptions. One of them led to a touchdown for Zachary. Offensively for the Broncos, they have been led by Darwishi Sanders, who has close to 100 yards rushing in this contest, but he's been quiet in this third quarter. 2nd down and 9 from the 35. Brown over to no, it's not to Evans. Evans was in the vicinity, and his receiver was hit immediately. Rodarin Alexander wrapping up Destin Franklin right away. Only a pickup of 2 or 3.
Well, I thought he was going to the underneath guy, Evans, too, but he flips that ball over the top there and able to get a completion. But now another big third down here for Kennerson.
Evans in the backfield with Kennerson. Let's see if Zachary brings the blitz. They bring 6. Kennerson's got to run out of there. Kennerson, if he can turn the corner, might have the first down. He's trying. Takes a big hit. That should be 15 yards. That's 15 yards every day of the week.
Well, and obviously this is going to be very good here for Central, but Kennerson very indecisive before he decides to tuck this thing and run. Now there's a flag here where the late contact comes in, but there's also another flag back in the backfield. And we saw
no flag in the backfield.
Okay, I thought I saw
there's like a ribbon back there.
Oh, ribbon back there. Okay. All right. Well, I know Central Inn is breathing a sigh of relief, but yeah, I mean that's late targeting to the head. There's all kind of bad stuff back there, and you may not get back on the field there when Coach Bruce sees something like that. It may be. You may be on the sideline for a long time.
Defensive coordinator for Zachary, Steve Thomas, is not on David Brewerton's Christmas card wish list at this point. He will be by the end of the year, trust me, but right now, a little frustration. There's a swing pass to Evans, and Evans just got tripped up.
Well, that's a big tackle by Brady. Obviously, great pickup on first down, and really like that Central's getting Parker Evans more involved in the offense in the second half. We thought he needed to come alive a little bit on offense there, but if Wes Brady doesn't make this tackle, Parker Evans is going to turn this up the field with a big head of steam, but just great job by Brady selling out, laying out, and making the tackle.
2nd down and 2. Evans will watch from the sidelines. Not many times in this game has Central had 2nd and short like this. 2nd and 3, Leachman keeps it, and he's got the first down. And he is down at the 27.
Wow, how big is that series? Kennerson able to scramble, pick up a big third down, get a late hit on top of it. And now Central knocking on the door here. Opportunity to get right back into this football game, make it a one-possession game.
LaDerrick Thomas a little shaken up. He'll sit for this play. Last year, it was Central defeating Zachary by 1 point. 3 years ago was Zachary slight margin of victory over Central. In the 2015 season, it was all Zachary. That was their state championship
That's
team.
the thing about Central, Coach Edwards. If you let him hang around in a contest, he will eventually find a way to get something going.
Leachman gets another carry, and he barely gets to the line of scrimmage. Bunch of Broncos in the camera shot there. I think all 11 of them pursuing to the football.
You see Central in no real rush here, no panic. Obviously still getting the plays, still huddling up. You see Leachman come out of the game. He's been a workhorse tonight. They're going to need him some more before this one's over. Getting a little water in him.
2nd and 10.
Again, I really like Kennerson on the edge, or maybe a quick dump off to Parker Evans. Those are the combinations that's been working.
Kennerson will throw, ball tipped and intercepted. What a grab from his backside. That is a huge interception by Rodarin Alexander.
Wow, you talk about just unbelievable concentration. This is, I mean, he's on his back. He really keeps this ball alive. Sam Kennerson drops back, and just not a good delivery here.
Oh.
And unbelievable. I mean, that could be on highlight reel after highlight reel. And a lot of credit to Alexander. Even though he's not on his feet, that's McClure getting in there and tipping that football.
Well,
and Alexander able to make the interception. That's 3 on the night now for Kennerson.
And the second interception that's been tipped. So Zachary's offense finally back on the field. And this is Whitfield. They're trying to strip that ball away from him. but he holds on to it, and he gets 6 or 7. Alexander, the highlight film, circus catch for the interception. Big stat there as Central has turned it over 3 times.
Well, it's such a critical point of the game where Central's knocking on the door and possibly able to get within a score here in the 4th quarter, and then you get a big play there by Alexander and really negate all of that work that Central put in to get down the field.
2nd down and 2. Brown surveying the defense. He'll throw. He launches one deep to Whitfield, who catches it. Whitfield trying to split a couple defenders. Down he goes at the 26. Big offensive play there. There's also an injured Central player all the way back at the line of scrimmage. That's Jeff Campbell who's down, but finally a big offensive play for Zachary.
Well, and Chandler Whitfield just makes an unbelievable adjustment on this football. I mean, this is exactly how you do it.
53 yards.
Watch this here. Watch this adjustment by Chandler Whitfield, just recognizing where the football is, coming back to it, making a play there. And really, that's the first big home run ball that we've seen here tonight by Zachary.
He's only 5'9", 165 pounds. He's a junior, and I'm sure he'll find somewhere to play in a couple years on the college level. Zachary ready to put this game away. Obviously a lot of concern, though, for Jeff Campbell. We'll be back after this.
Okay, listen up. I know you offer great auto rates, local agents, fast, friendly claims, but do you want to be a legend? You got to get tough, kid. When I'm done with you, nothing's going to keep you down.
Great talk, Brett. Can we get back to your auto quote now?
All right, sure.
Great.
Get great auto rates and local agents at favrates.com from Farm Bureau Insurance.
How about some water?
No, thanks. I'm good.
You can live the dream life right now at Suma Crossing Apartments in Livingston Parish. Imagine luxurious and affordable living where it is safe and the school systems are awesome. A quiet community with a private, well-stocked lake and a cool, relaxing swimming pool. Easy access for Baton Rouge commuters or students at Southeastern. It's not a dream, it's real and waiting for you. Come see Suma Crossing, exit 19 on I-12.
Jeff Campbell needing help to get back to the sidelines, and that's an injury that Central certainly does not want to see. An all-district player on a defensive line, and they'll have to put him on the trainer's table there to take a closer look at him.
Yeah, the injury bug just has not been kind to Central. Even prior to the season starting, they really started less than full power, full strength, and we were thinking just around this game, they're finally getting back to full strength and lost a couple more tonight.
Sanders still on his feet. Sanders spinning all the way down to the 7-yard line.
Sanders has been impressive tonight, really coming into his zone and part of this Zachary offense. Just tough to bring down. Not a big, tall guy, but strong. And you know, when you have that low center of gravity and you don't have a big target zone on your body, really makes it hard for defenders to tackle you and get a good shot on you.
19-yard run by Sanders, who's right around the 100-yard mark for the game. He is now at 94. And they're inside the Livingston Parish Economic Development Council red zone. Under 8 minutes to go in the ball game. Central looking to try to keep Zachary out of there, but Sanders has got the hat trick. 3 touchdowns on the night.
Well, that's big time. This young man has had a terrific night running the football. Zachary really has not done much through the air, but Sanders has really been great on the ground tonight, and that should take him over that 100-yard mark right there on that run. And as you mentioned, Jeff, his 3rd touchdown of the night.
A program guy, a senior who played a little bit, but finally having his opportunity to play in his senior season, and he's laying it all out on the line. And he's really been the offense tonight for the Broncos.
And he's also holding on extra points.
And the extra point is good by Martel Fontenot. 7:51 left. Zachary now leading it 21-0. You're watching Game Time on YurView.
If your business is looking for growth opportunities in the capital region, find out why Livingston Parish is the place to be. We have available sites, tremendous access to and from your facility. We have an excellent workforce pipeline, and our quality of life is second to none. To find out more, contact our office at 225-686-3982 or visit our website at ledc.net.
You can live the dream life right now at Suma Crossing Apartments in Livingston Parish. Imagine luxurious and affordable living where it is safe and the school systems are awesome. A quiet community with a private, well-stocked lake and a cool, relaxing swimming pool. Easy access for Baton Rouge commuters or students at Southeastern. It's not a dream, it's real and waiting for you. Come see Suma Crossing, exit 19 on I-12.
There's been a lot of strange costumes here tonight. I saw Yoda earlier, a tall Yoda, though. Not like a 4'1" Yoda. It's like 6'3".
Yeah, that guy should have had some pads on. But, yeah, getting close to Halloween. And
Darwishi Sanders has dressed up as a superhero tonight. He's got 3 touchdowns on tonight, 4 plays, 86 yards. The big pass play between Keelan Brown and Chandler Whitfield set that touchdown run up for Sanders. Keelan Brown, by the way, 4 of 8 for 66 yards and an interception on the night. And Zachary will kick it away once again into the slight breeze. Fontenot, and this will be returnable from the 7-yard line. And a big hit at the 26-yard line. Look out. John Burrell laying the wood, and the return man is still down on the ground.
Well, he's going to be down for a minute. That is just a, and you know, you want to hope that he's all right. Just got the wind knocked out of him is what I'm thinking, but that is just a big-time hit there.
And that is Burnell Williams really getting quite a lick here.
Boom.
Ooh.
That's textbook. That is textbook right there in the shoulder pad. And, you know, you think you have to go high all the time to make a good tackle, but that shows you right there. Just an old-school tackle is pretty good. And let's hope Williams is okay here and can get up. I really believe it's just the wind there.
And that's a good sign there as he's able to sit up.
There you go. Now you see everybody give him applause, and always concerned when you see somebody get hit that violently, but very clean hit. You see Coach Edwards talking to him and making sure that he knows that's his coach talking to him. A small guy, but a track guy can really have some jets. Glad to see him healthy.
Let's send it down to the field in Jessica Province. Jessica?
Well, Jeff, earlier this week we talked to Central head coach Sid Edwards, and he actually shared with us a personal story that I believe indicates the type of program that he is running over at Central. He said he usually doesn't bring his personal life into the program, but he did about 3 weeks ago whenever his team was kind of in a slump with a 3-game losing streak, and he said his players were feeling bad for themselves. But Coach Sid Edwards actually has an autistic son, and he said he would give anything for his son to be able to just stand out on the field, to play a football game, to even watch a football game. So he used that as an example to his players, telling him, you have the opportunity, just capitalize on it. Well, later on that week, the Central football team was playing Live Oak, and they actually dressed out Sid Edwards' son, Jack Ryan, in a football uniform and walked him out as an honorary captain for that night. Guys, says a lot about the program that is running over there.
Yeah, Sid Edwards is a class act. He's one of the best in the business. when it comes to high school football, and that's a touching story there, Jessica.
Really is. Yeah. How awesome is that?
Well, John Burrell just laid out another Central player. That's 2 in a row for him as far as big-time hits. And almost a 4th interception there. Alexander got his hand on it. See, he wasn't laying on the ground. You got to lay on the ground.
Yeah. And have somebody tip it to him laying on the ground. It'd be an easier catch for him. But Kennerson just has not been able to connect on anything down the field. And really, I think he's been rattled from the start with the amount of pressure that he's been getting from the line. And even when he's had a little time, just not as accurate as you'd like to see him.
So 3rd down and 9. This has been a successful down, though, for Central in this game. Kennerson is 12 of 20 for 117 yards, and that time no one open. They finally defended Self, and Franklin was also guarded very well. 4th down, I think Central will just have to punt the football away here, I think.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to send the punt team out there. But again, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say Parker Evans handling the punting, and Chandler Whitfield will be the returner.
Yeah, and with Parker back there, you just never know. I'm sure they're giving him some kind of option, saying, hey, if you see something or somebody's open, take a shot. Don't have anything to lose here. Down 21 points and right at the 7-minute mark.
We got them on now. Motion.
Good punt there by Parker Evans. Whitfield calls fair catch and grabs it at the 30-yard line.
Yeah, and a good scoop. That ball was low, hit the ground, and Parker Evans able to scoop it up and get it off.
On this week's Over the Middle High School Football Recruiting Podcast with host Jeremy Crabtree, former Oklahoma State Cowboy Tian Amade breaks down the YurView Oklahoma Game of the Week and keys in on some of the amazing talent coming out of that area. Kelly Underwood from ARM Software gets up to speed on the latest technology in the world of football recruiting. Plus, Jeremy poses some interesting questions about the Florida Gators and where that program seems to be headed. You can check it out at YurView.com and look for the Over the Middle podcast, hosted by Jeremy Crabtree. Brown will swing it out, but Whitfield dropped it. I guess that was not a forward. That had to be a forward pass.
I think so too. I think they missed one here. That ball, they're spotting it though, right around where he went out of bounds. And I'm like you, Jeff. I think that pass was forward, but luckily for Zachary, able to get positive yards out of it. Let's see. Here we go. Well, you're not going to be able to tell from that angle.
Well, maybe not. It's close. It's very close. Thought it was a little more obvious than that. He threw it from the 25 or behind the 25, and it almost went exactly sideways. 2nd and 4. Broncos, and it's Darwishi again. Another first down. They move the chains at the 45-yard line.
Well, Sanders is living right off tackle. I mean, they have not had an answer from him really since late in the first half, and just kind of getting his way on that deep handoff right off left and right tackle there.
We showed the power ratings earlier tonight. Zachary coming in at number 4 tonight. I don't think they'll be able to break the top 4, but number 4 is a good spot to be in. Taking their time here. 4 seconds on the play clock. That one was very close. Chandler Whitfield to the 54 yards. Central's defense still playing hard out there. Hunter Arnold able to get Whitfield down to the ground.
And a little surprised how much Zachary's still kind of going, I don't want to say up tempo, but they're still moving the plays in and out.
They haven't had the ball much offensively in this game, Jason. I think they kind of want to just have a little rhythm, a little momentum here. Something other than Darwishi Sanders leading them offensively. Kind of work on the passing game. Up by 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's got to be what it is, because typically you'd see a team get a little bit more conservative and just work on the clock.
But they're running their full offense here, trying to, because it's been so hit or miss tonight.
Yeah, and you heard the frustration again from Brewerton at halftime, and I think this is an opportunity for him to get more snaps in, try to get him in rhythm, as we get down to the last couple of games of this season.
3rd down and 7 for Zachary. Coming up on the 5-minute mark. Broncos aren't in a hurry to run plays, but when they're running plays, it's just not hand the ball off and run between the tackles. Brown slings one out to Sanders, who's got the 1st down and more. Sanders all the way up to the 26-yard line. Cut down by Jacoby Putnam.
Well, we've seen Sanders doing it from the handoff position. You see Coach Brewerton dapping him up right there, saying, hey, you had a heck of a ball game, but this time we're seeing him as a receiver, showing great hands, getting upfield, and once he gets the ball in his hands, he knows what to do with it.
26 yards, 4 catches on the season now for Sanders. That's the longest grab he's had all year. To the 25-yard line. Brown will now hand it off to Sanders, and Sanders got hit. Drew Lassane tackles him. Gain of nearly 5, though, for Sanders, who's still running hard in this game, rushing over 100 yards in the contest. He's got a chance once you add all the playoff games in, if Zachary makes it, especially as far as they think they can make it to the semifinals. He could be a 1,000-yard rusher for Zachary this year. Under 4 minutes to go now. Looks like they have changed the play. Brown saying snap the ball. And here's Sanders, and Sanders hit behind the line of scrimmage, staying on his feet before Hunter Arnold finally brings him down to the ground.
Well, that was Witten getting in there and initially slowing down his momentum. Hunter Arnold coming in there and finishing him off, and that's one of the rare carries where we see Sanders not picking up positive yards, but you can look at his stat line. I mean, boy, if you had that guy in fantasy football, you'd be looking pretty good. 113 yards, 3 touchdowns. They get you all kind of points.
3rd and 7 now. Bad snap. Brown just has to really fall on it, as Sid Rigel was getting close to getting his hands on the football.
And these are those things that I know is kind of frustrating Coach Brewerton. They just, talking with the coaching staff, they feel right now the one Achilles heel that Zachary has is just the inconsistency on offense, just not being able to really establish any rhythm. You see there a mishandled snap, and a lot of opportunities here tonight where this game didn't even need to be as close as it is. I know you're looking at saying, hey, 21-0, but they've had a number of opportunities on offense in central zone territory, just unable to get points.
4th and 7, Brown to his left, lofts one deep towards the end zone, and it's incomplete, off the fingers of Buddy Davis. Really good coverage there, as Carson Balthazar, who we saw leave the game with an injury earlier in the game, was right there defensively. Central will have one more crack at it when we come back.
At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete in everyone, from the soccer star to the soccer mom. If your doctor prescribes physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name, getting you back in the game of life.
Game time on YurView. Walker at Live Oak Live, Thursday at 7 p.m. Brought to you by Louisiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Real service, real people.
At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete in everyone, from those who serve aces to those who serve others. If your doctor prescribes physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name, getting you back in the game of life.
Game time on YurLA. Thanks Louisiana Lift for their support of this telecast, specializing in customer service on equipment, rentals, parts, and training. Louisiana Lift. They've been serving its customers since 1980. Check them out online at lalift.com or call their Baton Rouge office, 753-5700. They're always on call.
Well, kind of keeping with the 5A theme here tonight, I saw Catholic High go down to East Ascension 9-3. Bunch of field goals, I guess.
Defensive-minded game there. Kennerson under pressure again, somehow gets rid of it. Another interesting score in 5A tonight, Jason. Sulphur defeating Acadiana 38-28. So when you look at those power ratings,
that's going to change.
Yeah, Acadiana will now fall to 7-1. Zachary 6-2. So all of a sudden things looking a little different there. Sulphur scored 24 unanswered points in the second half to beat the Wrecking Rams. So a big win for Sulphur tonight, knocking off Acadiana.
Wow, that's a big upset.
Second down and 10 as Kennerson would like to at least get into the end zone here with 2 minutes to go. And almost threw his fourth interception, though, instead. John Burrell, who has one of those interceptions, off his hands.
Well, and the accuracy just not there for Kennerson tonight, trying to get that ball into Calhoun, number 2, and really just let him out way too far and unable to make a play on that ball. And you're right, lucky to get the ball back, not intercepted.
3rd and 10 at the 22-yard line. Next week, we'll be in Livingston Parish for a good rivalry game between Walker and Live Oak. We'll have a Thursday night broadcast for you as Kennerson throws across his body, and there's Parker Evans. Evans all the way up to the 47-yard line. Idarius Cummings on the tackle. One of the better offensive plays of the night, but there is a flag. Was he behind the line of scrimmage? He was. That's what I thought.
5-yard penalty, repeat.
Wow, anything positive for Central, it seems like it's either negated by a flag or, got some holding, illegal procedure.
There's our game next week as that 33-yard pass play negated by the penalty. The Walker Wildcats, led by former Tulane quarterback Lester Ricard, and the Live Oak Eagles, who coming into tonight only had 2 wins, but still very much alive in the playoff hunt in 5A.
It's a good shot of the field and the facilities here. I mean, these are some of the best around the state. And you talk about 5A facilities. And before the game, they were having a Hall of Fame induction in the field house out there, putting more people into the Zachary Hall of Fame.
6 penalties, 41 yards for Central. So 3rd down and 15. Kennerson, look out, he's down. Taylor Milton on the sack, a loss of 6.
Well, just bringing pressure, dialing up pressure, getting in those holes. And when those defensive linemen have the offensive linemen so contained and worried, you can see there, you bring, well, this is the play before here.
That's a couple plays. Yep. 4th down and very, very long here. 4th and 21, and Sid Edwards.
But just no response to the pressure that Zachary's been able to dial up tonight.
6 sacks. Offensive line is undersized, and they were just outmanned tonight. I mentioned it at the top of the broadcast. 3 sophomores starting on that offensive line going up against this great Zachary defense that had only allowed 13 points a game coming into today's game. That will go down a little bit lower. Central uses a timeout here with 39 seconds left. Let's take a look at the rest of the Wildcats schedule. They are still also in the playoff hunt as well. I got a big game against Denham Springs next week, and then they'll finish it off at Walker on November 3rd. So I would say those are still 2 winnable games for Central.
2 tough games, but if they can get some of their guys back and get healthy, they have a shot in those.
Certainly do. 4-3 on the season for the Wildcats as their 3-game winning streak will come to an end. And there's Zachary. Zachary, big game next Friday against Scotlandville. That's always a lot of fun. And then they wrap it up against Bel Air. So last week was a very emotional win, beating Denham Springs, of course.
Yeah.
On the staff for the Zachary Broncos is Drew Nettles, the former head coach at Denham Springs. And Drew gave the pregame speech that night. There's a look at Drew Nettles. Drew and David Brewer didn't laughing.
Yeah.
But Drew Nettles, he's got your back to you there. But he was the one. Here's Kennerson throwing it on 4th down, basically a Hail Mary, and it's incomplete. But it was Drew Nettles gave the pregame speech, and David Brewerton said it was one of the best pregame speeches he has ever heard.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it was from the heart. Drew Nettles has gone through a lot. I mean,
yes, he has.
He was coaching at his alma mater, had his dream job, the head coach of the Denham Springs Yellow Jackets. And then last year, the flooding, he loses his home, loses all his belongings, and he has to try to coach that team through a very difficult situation. It wasn't a very good season for Denham Springs, but we spoke with him before the game here tonight. He loves the situation he's at, loves being a position coach again, being with the kids a little bit more instead of doing all the administrative duties that a head coach has to do.
Yeah, he's a happy guy, and I know he was happy the other night to be able to go back and whoop up on the school that let him go. But like you said, Jeff, I think he's happy here, spending more time with the players.
No doubt about it. And David Brewerton, I don't know if he's happy about this win.
No, he's not. He's not.
He shakes his defensive coordinator, Steve Thomas's hand. Remember, he was lighting into his defensive coordinator earlier in the game. If this was the NFL, that would be a big controversy on Monday.
Some blows.
But those two are laughing it up now. And nice win here for Zachary. Central, tell you what, they don't have the personnel. They're banged up. They're a little small for a 5A school, but they give you everything they got.
They play with a ton of heart. Those guys are always competing, never giving up, and, really played a good game defensively. It doesn't look like it from the score, but just could not get in good field position tonight, couldn't slow that Bronco defensive line down.
It was 14-0. They were driving, and then an interception, the 3rd turnover of the night, and that was really the backbreaker in this one. As Zachary gets the victory to improve to 6-2. Central will lick their wounds here as they fall to 4-4. And again, Acadiana lost tonight, so I know Zachary will be rooting for Central the rest of the way to help build up those power ratings. Let's send it down to the field and Jessica Province. Jessica?
Jeff, thanks so much. Coach, there's no denying some inconsistency on the offensive side of the ball, but how would you assess what your team was able to do as a whole, pulling out a win?
Well, when you can be inefficient like that on offense and still get a win, that's huge. Our defense played tremendous tonight. I'd say special teams were really good as well, but we gave up an onside kick right there to start the second half. But, overall, a really big win last week. Got a huge game next week with Scotlandville for district championship. So it's good to get a win right here, even when you don't play all that great.
What do you think was the missing piece on the offensive side of the ball tonight?
Just a little off on a couple different things we did. We dropped some balls that we don't usually drop. We were high on some throws that we're not usually high on. I just think it was kind of one of those nights where just something was missing right here. It probably had a lot to do with their defense. They did a great job.
You mentioned your defense. You need to continue that play next week for the big game against Scotlandville. How do you continue this winning momentum? What will be your message to your team throughout the week?
Well, our program's won a lot of football games in the last 4 years, and we expect to do that. Our kids expect to win every week when we come out. And so as we continue to go on, if there's championships to win, we want to win them. And our guys will come out ready to roll next week.
Best of luck to you, Coach. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much. We appreciate y'all being here.
Jeff, back up to you.
21-0, the final score here as Zachary defeats the Central Wildcats. We'll take a break, and we'll wrap things up from Zachary High School when we come back.
Okay, listen up. I know you offer great auto rates, local agents, fast, friendly claims, but do you want to be a legend? You got to get tough, kid. When I'm done with you, nothing's going to keep you down.
Great talk, Brett. Can we get back to your auto quote now?
All right, sure.
Great.
Get great auto rates and local agents at favrates.com from Farm Bureau Insurance.
How about some water?
No, thanks. I'm good.
Louisiana's best barbecue is Podna's, smoked to perfection for fall-off-the-bone good eating. Podna's tailgate spread features ribs, chicken, pork, and 2 sides for only $24.85. That's right, feed 3 to 5 people for only $24.85. Available now through October 16th. Podna's, fast service for dine-in or drive-through, world-famous baked beans, and party pack headquarters. Remember the brand, Podna's. 2 locations, Florida, Don Moore, and Sherwood Forest at I-12.
Zachary Broncos victorious. Big reason why is that man right there, Darwishi Sanders, rushed for all 3 touchdowns tonight for Zachary as they defeat the Central Wildcats 21-0. A little bit of revenge after losing by 1 point to the Wildcats last season. Let's take a look at our airing it out play of the game, brought to you by Cox Home Life. And there was one big pass play for Keelan Brown, and he connects here with Chandler Whitfield, who does a great job coming back to the ball for this 53-yard completion.
Yeah, it's really the only time that Zachary was able to really force the ball down the field, and Whitfield making the adjustments, Burnell on the coverage, and just coming back to the ball and making a good play there.
And that would set up the 3rd and final touchdown of the night as Zachary wins this one 21-0. They head back to their locker room and will get ready for a big game next week against Scotlandville. So that's going to do it for our broadcast here tonight. Want to thank everyone involved, our producer, Patrick Marrero, our executive producer, Eric Coleman. Also want to thank our director, Walter Volpatti. For Jessica Province, Jason DeQuare, I'm Jeff Palermo. Again, the final score tonight, Zachary defeats Central 21-0. Next week, Thursday night, it'll be Live Oak versus Walker. Join us at 6:30 from Live Oak High School. Have a great night, everyone, and thanks for watching high school football. This is Game Time on YurView.